We've officially reached the dog days of summer, and the DubSea Fish Sticks have reached the most grueling portion of their schedule this season, kicking off 9 games in the next 9 days. Tonight at the Friar against the Redmond Dudes. Angus Trangmo and Kyle Sweeney coming to you from Mel Olson Stadium in White Center. We're very glad you can join us tonight. And Kyle, the Sticks look to take the 4-game series against the Dudes, but Redmond took the most recent matchup on a day where the ball was really flying at the Friar.
It really was, and there wasn't a game at the Friar before Thursday where there was more than one homer, and there were 4. And Rylan Gollard got the party started with a 3-run homer that opened up the scoring for his second homer of the year. And it was the farthest ball that we've seen at the Friar until Marwin Yu topped that the very next inning with a 3-run shot of his own that gave the Dudes the lead. And then the 9th inning came along, and that's where the scoring really got hot as Adam Alharbi gave the Dudes an insurance run in the top of the 9th, the first of 4 runs that inning for the Dudes to essentially put the game away. But Jake Rowland got an opportunity to show off his power. The Gonzaga commit with the solo shot in the bottom of the 9th. But that was all the Sticks could get across in the inning as the Dudes took Game 3.
Julian Unai was absolutely lethal in that win on Thursday, going 4 for 5 and stealing 3 bags. And he also stole home while he was at it.
Yeah, it's pretty indescribable, the impact that Unai had. Here's him showing off his speed with an infield single. As you mentioned, he was 4 for 5. The only time he got out was a ball that was ripped to right field, but right at Jackson Dulé. So he got the out. But here's the steal home, and one of the most incredible showcases that we've ever seen on a baseball field. We'll take another look at this. So Barsotti got it, took a look, and then it was like a pump fake where Unai just went back to third and then suddenly broke for home. It had Barsotti lost, and that was, again, a crucial run. It broke the tie, and we'll maybe expect to see Unai do some of the same tonight.
Sticks looking to take 3 of 4 against Unai and the Dudes and fight back to 500 in PIL play. We'll be right back with first pitch around the corner.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dopamine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion at Wendy's.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
The skies have opened up at Mel Olson Stadium, and it has turned into a beautiful evening for baseball. The wind blowing straight out to left center field today. Angus Trangmo and Kyle Sweeney joining you from White Center, Washington. And you may notice a new face at the home plate meeting for the Fish Sticks, Mark Lynn. Not in the dugout for today, so Garrett DeGallier will be the head man for the Fish Sticks.
Yeah, it's Elliot Kribbe's last game just on Sunday against the Dudes. Mark Lynn, he's up somewhere else tonight, so the third head coach of the summer, but one more than capable of the position in DeGallier. So that'll be interesting to see if there's any lineup twitches that we'll see as the game goes on.
Another note, Julian Unai is not in the starting lineup for the Redmond Dudes today, just getting the day off. So probably a welcome sight for DeGallier and the Fish Sticks because he's been great. We've had some pregame festivities already today at the ballpark. It started with the Wendy's Cup Challenge, and our best Wendy's Cup Challenge contestant of the year, 2 for 4 on the cups.
It's a lot harder than it looks.
It really is. This is probably the highlight of the year on the Cup Challenge so far.
Look at that.
That's a really nice play, and that is a really difficult play. A big hug from Crispy as well. And then just the impossible task of catching that. So 2 for 4, leader in the clubhouse right now. And then the first fish, maybe my favorite first fish of the year so far. Grandma Carolyn in the Friar today. 1 million followers on TikTok. And just like a beam of positivity the moment you saw her in the ballpark as Crispy did his usual act and brought the fish out. And there's Grandma Carolyn. She has just had us cracking up the entire pregame.
She is just one of the most ecstatic people ever. She loves being at the ballpark. You got to check her out on Instagram or TikTok. But a great following. The first fish was a little short, unfortunately. But Grandma Carolyn, I mean, she's so excited to be here, and we're so excited to have her.
Yeah, not a real effort from Duncan Boss either. Kyle, onto the baseball portion of the night. What are your keys to the game for the Fish Sticks to lock up this 4-gamer?
Yeah, so the first one we're going to be looking at is limiting the 3 bases. 7 walks were given up last game, and Ryland Gollard had a pretty uncharacteristic error in center field late in the game in that 9th inning that helped a bunch of runs come across for the Dudes and eventually take the victory. So limit the 3 bases for the Dudes, who have been hitting really well as of late, and then a fresh start. So they got a day off after the 10-6 loss on Thursday, and it's important, and it starts with Zach Hampson, who's on the mound, to bounce back after kind of a rougher outing than we're used to on Sunday against the Dudes, when he let up 2 earned runs in 2 innings. And it's a little bit of a different lineup than usual for the Fish Sticks today, but it's a lineup that's been hitting well recently. So look for the Fish Sticks to do that. And then consistent offense. We've talked about this already this season, but there's just been too many instances of the Sticks offense just front-loading all of their runs into 1 inning. So I'd like to see them balance that out, especially on Thursday when the game got tight and they just couldn't come back late. They went 3 straight innings without a run, and Jake Rolling's homer in the 9th was the only run they got in the back half of the game. So look for them to get more consistent offense to get back to 500 in PIL play.
It's kind of been a launch pad series so far. Both these teams have combined for 13-plus runs in all 3 games of this series so far, as the bullpen boat makes its way from the right field foul pole, and Zach Hampson will come in. It's actually the water taxi today, but regardless of what vehicle it is, Zach Hampson is on the back of it, and that is a welcome sight for the Fish Sticks, as he is definitely one of the leaders of this team and one of the best arms as well.
Yeah, great clubhouse guy. Everyone loves him, and we'll get into what he has to do to really come back from, again, a little bit of a rougher outing on Sunday against the same Dudes team. But we'll get that on the other side of the anthem.
Now it's time for the national anthem, sung today at the Friar by Kate Bisham. Kate Bisham getting us going at the Friar today, and the lineup for the Redmond Dudes, like Kyle said, a pretty new look for the visiting Dudes today. Adam L. Harvey holds up in the leadoff spot. He had a homer in that 4-run 9th last night, and then it's Indy Anderson, today's Dick's Burger batter, in the 2-hole. Lucas Coma, the 3-hitter. Both of us really like Lucas Coma's bat. Orlando Young in the cleanup spot. Marvin Yu, who had a huge 4 RBI day yesterday, will be hitting 5th, moves up from 7th last night. Matt Meadows, a new face to the Fish Sticks, hitting 6th for Redmond. Then it's Austin Enderson hitting 7th, Griffin Potter hitting 8th, and then another new face, Sean Clancy, hitting at 9th for the Dudes. And Cody O'Donnell, we'll see him in the bottom of the first. He's the starter for the Redmond Dudes today, and he gave up 6 runs in 3 innings in his first work against the Fish Sticks. That was back on Thursday of last week, or excuse me, Friday. But he didn't pitch all that bad. Only a few of those runs were earned, and he was able to control the zone really well. So I think we've got a good pitching matchup on our hands today.
Yeah, definitely. Those 6 runs, I think they let up 10 in that game, and only 2 of them were earned. Just a lot of errors from the Dudes defense, which they have really cleaned up over the past couple of games. And then for Zach Hampson, again, 2 earned in 2 innings on June 20th against the Dudes. Of course, the Fish Sticks were able to come back and win that game, but it's pretty uncharacteristic. Zach Hampson last summer here with the Sticks, 38 innings and just 4 earned runs. So had half the earned runs he had all of last summer on Sunday against this very Dudes team. So this is a team that is really struggling to start the season, but their bats are hot right now, and it's important for Hampson to get that slider that we're so accustomed to seeing that has 32 inches of run back and dialed in, because the Dudes saw that well on Sunday.
It's been a lot of fun baseball between these two teams over the past week, and a lot of runs from both sides. And the Dudes looking to get out of this 4-game series with a tie, and the Fish Sticks looking to get back to 500 in PIL play and take 3 of 4 from Redmond on their home field. Hampson and Al-Harvey are both ready to go. Hampson comes into this one with a 2.25 ERA in 8 innings of work this season. That's the 3rd most on the Fish Sticks. He's gotten some time starting, and he's gotten some time out of the bullpen, so probably the most versatile arm DubSea has this year, and just such a veteran for this team. He's been in basically every situation before. Al-Harvey ready to go. His last swing at the Friar was a homer, and the first pitch misses down low for ball 1, and we're underway.
Yeah, Hampson, just a mid to high 80s fastball, but that's not the pitch that he really shows off, and that's not his best pitch. It's the off-speed work that's been working, but this one's crushed.
Al-Harvey all over that. It's a line drive into left field, and it's a base hit for the leadoff hitter. So Al-Harvey continues to stay hot for the Dudes, and they just pick up right where they left off yesterday.
Yeah, I believe that's Al-Harvey's 3rd straight hit in as many at-bats. This one, another fastball just right in the zone, and you can't do that to Al-Harvey and the rest of this Dudes lineup, especially with the way they're hitting right now. They laid 10 runs on the Fish Sticks on Thursday, so it's important for Hampson to go back to that slider at the knees. That's really where he likes to live with that and force a ground ball.
So Indy Anderson is not going to be a popular guy at the ballpark today. He is the Dick's Burger batter, and it's discounted Dick's if he strikes out at any point in this game. And the first pitch misses outside for ball 1 from Hampson. Time is called, I think, just a bit of a miscommunication between the Dudes dugout and home plate ump today. Anderson was one of many for the Dudes that drove in a run yesterday. Hampson misses out, ball 2.
Yeah, still yet to see the slider through 4 pitches for Hampson. A little bit confused to that one. That one maybe looked like a changeup or a slider that got away from him a little bit. But he does do fastball, changeup, slider. That's his 3-pitch arsenal.
2-0. There's the slider, and there's the first strike of the day for Zach Hampson. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Lucas Coma is on deck. Coma, we didn't see him yesterday, but in those first 2 games, he was really good in the 5-hole, and he moves up to the 3 today. He'll be playing second base. He's got a pretty good glove as well. So a really versatile guy for the Dudes. Hampson checks on Al-Harvey over at first.
Yeah, this is usually where Julian Unai lives, and we were surprised to not see him in the lineup, especially with all the damage he did yesterday with those 4 hits and stealing home. It's a big spot for Indy Anderson to pick up the slack.
Also no Teo Perala for the 2nd game in a row as Anderson swings through strike 2. We're 1 strike away from Burgers here at the Friar.
1 for 1 on Burger batters this year, by the way.
Yeah, Cole Nupfer struck out Perala back on Seal Slinger Sunday. Perala was the first Dick's Burger batter. Anderson the second. Al-Harvey breaks for 2. The throw got him in time. Jake Daly guns down Al-Harvey, and there's 1 away in the top of the first.
Yeah, that was a fantastic throw from Daly, who gets the call behind the dish. Nicely done by Kung right there to apply the tag. That was close. It was a good jump from Al-Harvey, but again, we saw Peyton Barsotti yesterday. Daly getting the call. And a great showing from behind the dish. That was a fantastic throw.
The throw was good, but I think that might have been a gift. I think Al-Harvey's hand snuck in. The 3-2 Misses outside to Anderson, very close to $2 off Dick's Burgers. As we get a look over at the taps at the ice chest. Not exactly a full house over there down the left field line today. But
we're going to expect it to keep going up.
And it's really turned into just a beautiful day here.
It has. It's been cloudy really the last 2 days and even into this afternoon, and the sun is shining now right on Zach Hampson.
Hampson hits Coma with the first pitch, so Coma doesn't get a chance to do any damage with the stick. He'll take his base, and now Daly gunning down O'Harvey at second is just huge in this inning. Runners on second and first and one out. If O'Harvey is in safely there, the bases are chucked with nobody gone, but a jam nonetheless for Zach Hampson. Gave up 2 in the first against this Dudes team last week. First pitch to Orlando Young drops in for strike 1. Young was hitless in the 3-hole yesterday for Redmond.
Yeah, this is a guy in Orlando Young that didn't see Zach Hampson on Sunday. He wasn't in the lineup, so Hampson should go to that slider and fooled him on the first pitch.
He goes to the fastball instead and pulls it outside for the first ball to Orlando Young. Marwin Yu is on deck, so a double play would be really nice. Yu made Isaac Watson pay yesterday with a 3-run shot into left field in the 4th inning that gave the Dudes a 4-3 lead. They eventually won 10-6. Young late to the party. It is fouled down the right field line.
Yeah, with this pitch sequencing from Hansen, going slider, fastball, fastball, now in a 1-2 count. Looks like Young's been sitting on the fastball again. Not familiar with Hampson's bread and butter, which has been that off speed.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Coming to Orlando Young, he pulls it down the third base line. It trickles foul off the net.
And as you mentioned, Marwin Yu, probably the farthest ball we've seen hit at the Friar right after Rylan Gollard set one out yesterday. And Yu has walked 3 times in 5 at-bats so far against the Fish Sticks in this series. He's just been such a tough out. That is not a guy you want to see with more damage on the base paths.
Hampson and Young doing the 1-2 again. Hampson misses up with a fastball. You can tell he liked that pitch anyway, but it's ball 2.
Young forced 2 walks yesterday in 5 at-bats. Did not get a hit, as you said, but good plate discipline.
Two goes off speed, misses just in. Might have been strike 3 on a generous call, but the count fills up, and you want to get this out here with you on deck.
Yeah, Hampson's been missing high so far, which is not something we've become accustomed to. Again, always lives at the knees.
Anderson, pretty big lead over at second. Payoff from Hampson. Did Young go around? No. They give him the benefit of the doubt, and the bases are loaded for Marwin Yu with only 1 away.
Man, let's get another look. That sure looked like he went around, and he certainly did. Boy,
wow.
That wasn't really close either. So a gift for the Dudes. That should have been strike 3. And now some real trouble looming with Yu at the dish.
So bases are juiced. None of these runners reached on a hit as Hampson yanks a slider for ball 1. Yu worked 3 walks after his 3-run homer yesterday. So obviously ready to take his base on 4 balls. So that's what is needed out of him. Hampson misses down, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, it's been an interesting 2 games in this series for Yu. Was 0 for 0 in 2 plate appearances with 2 walks on Sunday. Then came back and flew out to the infield and then blasted a 3-run shot. Then the Fish Sticks were a little bit scared to throw to him the rest of the game after seeing that.
2-0, just a zone finder from Hampson for strike 1. Yu probably one of the most disciplined hitters we've seen all season, PIL or otherwise.
Again, great international experience as well. Played on the U18 team for Chinese Taipei.
You can kind of see his helmet from that angle. It's a Chinese Taipei official national team helmet. Almost a flex to the rest of the league. in a sense, as he's ahead 3-1 on Hampson.
Yeah, Hampson's going to have to paint the zone with Yu. Yu is so disciplined at the plate. Almost reminds me of Juan Soto a little bit, how he just looks off those off-speed pitches.
3-1 coming. Hampson zings a fastball in. The count is full. So a big pitch early in this game on the way. A walk brings in the first run of the game for Redmond. And Marwin Yu is a really tough guy to strike out. 3-2 coming. It's grounded over to third. Parker comes home with it. Throw is well in time, so the Dudes are kept off the board. No throw over to Eisenhut at first. And yes, I said Eisenhut at first. Braden Bartholome not playing over in the corner today. Nice heads-up play from Parker to keep the Dudes off the board.
Yeah, that was really well done by Parker, who's getting the nod at third. He really didn't have a play for two if he went to second, so he was staring straight at Daly the whole time. Made a nice, easy throw to get that out. And a fresh breath of relief for Hampson, who was down 3-1 in that count to a disciplined hitter, now 2 gone.
Still plenty of traffic as the bases remain loaded, and Matt Meadows is way ahead of the first pitch from Hampson.
Look at Crispy.
It's for the kids, man. Seen a lot of Crispy today. Grandma Carolyn and Crispy were really getting along pregame. Almost to the point where it looked like Crispy maybe wanted to go do some other stuff.
Grandma Carolyn, she could get along with about anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone here at the ballpark, you could have a 50-minute conversation with Grandma Carolyn.
Hampson comes set on the 1-1. No Fish Sticks infielders are holding runners on here, so just looking for the out off the bat of Meadows.
Meadows, this is a new name, as you mentioned earlier. Again, another guy who hasn't seen Hampson yet. He was way in front of that slider on the first pitch of the at-bat.
2-1. Fastball is working for Zach Hampson, something I don't think either of us expected. Rounded out to Parker, who came home on a fielder's choice on the 3-2.
Statistic from Zach Hampson, who had just a 2.23 ERA last year at Linfield, was their primary closer, had 5 saves. And again, last year, just 4 earned in 38 innings. Not a big walk guy, but not a big strikeout guy either. And Daly's going to go out and talk to him. So this is the second consecutive start against the Dudes where we haven't seen the Zach Hampson that Fish Sticks fans are used to.
Hampson and Daly, a powwow on the mound. I mean, Hampson only went 2 innings in his last outing against the Dudes. And if you're Garrett DeGallier, your team used 7 pitchers just 2 days ago against this Redmond Dudes team in a loss. And with how reliable Hampson usually is, you want to get as many outs as you possibly can out of him. He's only got 2 so far, and a run is in. First pitch fastball in there for strike 1 to Enderson.
Seen a lot of Enderson this series. Didn't have as much success on Thursday. Was 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
Laces it down the right field line, but it's foul. Got a pretty good out of the faithful here at the Friar. He hit that ball hard, just a little late. Now Hampson way ahead, 0-2. A place where we haven't really seen him operate so far today. 0-2 coming. Strikes out Enderson on 3 pitches. A huge K for Zach Hampson. But the Dudes plate 1 on a walk, and Redmond sets the tone. They've got a 1-0 lead. Fish Sticks next to bat.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Once upon a home, in a Seattle bungalow, the Huffs searched on Thumbtack to find their next pro. Now the job is all done, and the table is set. The hot dogs taste better on their fancy new deck. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Crispy gets the fans fired up for the Fish Sticks' first chance at the plate. Down 1-0 to the Dudes early, as we'll take a look at the Fish Sticks lineup for today. Rylan Gullard takes his post at the leadoff spot, playing in center. And then it's Jake Daly behind the plate hitting second, and Jake Rolling playing second and hitting third. Then Noah Benedict in the cleanup spot. Jackson Dulé hitting fifth, and Vaughn Lowe hitting sixth. Then Noah Kung hitting seventh. Eisenhut will be in the 8-hole, and Luke Parker rounds it out in the 9. They'll be facing off against Cody O'Donnell, who they've seen before.
They did. They saw him in the series opener, but that was last week, a week ago already. On Saturday, O'Donnell from Everett Community College had just a 1.80 ERA in limited appearances, just 5 innings. And then, as we mentioned, did pitch well on Saturday, but the stat sheet doesn't really say the whole story. He went 2 2/3, allowed just 3 hits and 6 runs, but only 2 of them were earned. But the big reason why he was pulled early was because he had 4 walks in those 2 2/3. So obviously a lot of skill with O'Donnell, but the Fish Sticks lineup has a little bit of an advantage, as this will be the second time they'll see him this series.
And then we alluded to this in the top of the first inning a little bit, but today's the first game where Braden Bartholomew is not in the starting lineup. It's just been a really unlucky start to the season at the plate for Bartholomew, and Tyler Eisenhut takes his spot at first and is hitting 8th today. Yeah. Gullard has just been hitting so well recently, so this will be a big test for O'Donnell to get things started. Gullard, Daly, Rolling. Jake Rolling in the 3-hole. Just kind of a constant rise since he made his debut last Saturday, his first full game on Sunday, and he finds himself in the 3 spot today, playing over at second base.
Yeah, we've loved what we've been seeing from Rolling, and really everyone in this lineup right now has been hitting well as of late. This is a very different lineup than we saw in the beginning of the season, and of course the lineup's going to continue to change as the season wears on, but right here, Rylan Gullard in the leadoff spot, we might see him there the rest of the season.
A lot of shifting in the lineup ever since Gavin George went down with an injury down in Tacoma. Gullard, first pitch he sees is flied into right field. Enderson camps under it, and 1 pitch, 1 out for Cody O'Donnell. Yeah,
that's huge for O'Donnell. Of course, Gullard had that 3-run shot yesterday, was 1 for 5 in that game, but he's hitting .350 with the 1022 OPS, and he has 6 more hits than anyone else in this Fish Sticks lineup, so really tough out, but a big one there in 1 pitch for O'Donnell.
It's now a new face to the top of the lineup. This 2 spot has kind of been a revolving door ever since George went out, and Jake Daly gets the nod today and watches ball 1.
We saw Vaughn Lowe a couple of times. We saw Noah Kung. And now Jake Daly will take his post. And George is a great hitter, so we'll see who sticks at the 2 spot, if any.
Daly right back up the middle, sliding grab from Coma, and the throw to Anderson is right on the money. Lucas Coma, what a play, ranging to his right.
Yeah, we've seen Coma at both positions on the right side of the infield, but he made that look way too easy. He got great read of the turf, was kind of going towards the grass out there in the outfield, but man, going across the body like that is really impressive, and a fantastic start for O'Donnell. 3 pitches to get the first 2 outs.
Jake Rowland looks to work the count a little more. Looking to get a hit here. First pitch from O'Donnell, loops in there, strike 1. O'Donnell has that weird windup that turned into a balk that scored a run back on Saturday, and it's just a weird one. It takes so long, and he moves laterally, which you don't see from a lot of pitchers. He's ahead on 0-2 on Rolling, though.
Yeah, Rolling's last at-bat was that solo shot down 10-5 in the 9th inning on Thursday, but again, a glimpse of what the Gonzaga commit is able to do on the field.
O'Donnell ahead 0-2. Rolling drives it into center field. Now Harvey is tracking back. He's got plenty of room. It's a 6-pitch inning for Cody O'Donnell in the bottom of the first, and the Dudes have the advantage through 1. It's 1-0 Redmond.
Yeah, talk about a great start for O'Donnell, who again kind of struggled in the latter part of the 3rd inning. He wasn't able to get through the 3rd inning on Saturday against this team, but sitting down Gullard in 1 pitch really set the tone. And then a guy like Jake Daly, there's a lot of hitters in this Fish Sticks lineup that love to swing at the first pitch. Again, they had just 3 walks on Thursday compared to 8 strikeouts. So really kind of an impatient team at the plate. I'd like to see them try to maybe force a little bit more walks and not be as antsy here at the Friar. But Zach Hampson, who had 31 pitches, so the complete opposite side of the spectrum, as O'Donnell, will look to have a little bit of a quicker inning.
Yeah, an uncharacteristic inning for Hampson in the top of the first. It went single, walk, hit by pitch, walk, fielder's choice walk, and then a strikeout of Anderson with the bases loaded. But you talked about limiting free passes pre-game, and that sounds like a lot of free passes in one inning.
Yeah, and that's, again, not the Zach Hampson that we're used to. Doesn't blow anyone away with his velocity, but the off-speed basically forces chases from the lineup, and that's it. It's almost similar to Matt Brash. We talked about that the last time that Zach Hampson was on, for you guys that are Mariners fans out there, but that amount of walks and a hit by pitch even, that's just not Zach Hampson's bread and butter at all.
Griffin Potter, Sean Clancy, and then Adam Al-Harvey at the top of the lineup are due up for the Dudes. Al-Harvey had a base hit in that first inning and is starting to find his groove for this Dudes lineup. But Griffin Potter and Clancy will precede him. Potter, a guy that has only played 1 game of this series, still looking for his first hit against the Fish Sticks. First pitch down and out, ball 1.
Yeah, the last strikeout of Anderson to end the top of the first. Hampson got ahead 0-2, and we haven't seen many first pitch strikes from him so far.
Behind 2-0 as that ball slips out of Daly's mitt.
Just 14 strikes through 33 pitches now.
Finds his own 4-strike 1. We've seen him kind of turn to that fastball in a lot of those situations, but he works so much better, especially with the pitch arsenal he has. He works so much better. Ahead and counts as Potter right up the middle. That's going to drop in front of Gullard, and another leadoff single for the Dudes.
Just a great piece of hitting from Potter. Again, up and down this lineup, the Dudes have been raking. And even with the new guy like Potter coming in, he's just using the momentum that the Dudes had yesterday. They scored 9 runs in a win over the D-backs on Wednesday before scoring 10 on Thursday against the Fish Sticks. So just something to look out for. This lineup's been so tough to sit down as of late.
Hampson goes through the back door for strike 1 to Sean Clancy, replacing Unai over at shortstop today. Clancy in the 9-hole, then it's Al-Harvey right after. Jaden Mizuno is getting warm in the Fish Sticks bullpen. You may notice that we are working out a new wireless camera on the broadcast today. I think my favorite part about that is that I can see who's warming up in the bullpen now.
That is great. And there's a lot of bullpen changes, as we saw on Thursday.
1-1 to Clancy, another backdoor slider that finds his own for Hampson. And he's ahead 1-2. This is the same pitcher sequence that the Fish Sticks used last Saturday. Hampson threw the first 2 innings, and then Jaden Mizuno came in right after that. 1-2 to Clancy, way outside, ball 2.
Yeah, it's not the first time that Hampson's been ahead 1-2 or 0-2 and has missed on that off-speed outside.
Hampson checks on Potter over at first, then comes to Clancy. That'll be in the parking lot. A lot of parents worried about their windshields when that ball left the bat of Clancy. Another
an insurance ball,
if you will, yeah. Another instance of the Dudes working Hampson's pitch count, and you got to think 2 innings is probably the max for him with Mizuno getting hot. 2-2, good take from Clancy. The 4th full count of the day for Zach Hampson.
Yeah, Hampson again trying to touch that outside corner with the off speed. Has missed twice in a row now.
Clancy takes a breather. Maybe throws off the timing for Hampson. Clancy gets on here. That could be trouble with Al-Harvey right after him in the lineup. 3-2, Clancy pops it up, and that will go way out of play.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Clancy to stay alive in the count. But right now, if you're Zach Hampson, you just got to be thinking about pounding the zone, because Clancy has not been able to turn around really on any pitch so far.
Hampson misses high. Great at bat from Clancy, and he'll take his base. So runners on second and first, and nobody out. And this is the same formula the Dudes used to take the lead in the first.
The third walk already for Hampson. DeGallier is going to come out. That's going to be the end of his night. 2 instances in a row for Hampson against the Dudes where he really hasn't looked like himself. Only 1 run came across, but 3 walks and a hit by pitch. That's not the Zach Hampson we're used to.
So Jaden Mizuno looks to clean up the mess here in the top of the second inning. Fish Sticks with a 1-0 deficit early. Mizuno, 5 innings of work so far this year, going to be a junior down in Tacoma at the University of Puget Sound, working with a 5.40 ERA this season. 5 innings and 5 walks, so the control has been the issue for Mizuno. Also gave up a home run to Unai in his last outing, something that I don't think we were expecting to see off a ball from Jaden Mizuno, of all people.
Yeah, we've seen Mizuno come in a couple tough situations with multiple runners aboard late in games. So this will be the second time he'll come in pretty early and against the Dudes. So a couple of times he's come up, fired in a fastball, and the first pitch that the opponent sees, they just take it right back up the middle. We saw that twice. Yeah, appeared against the Dudes right after Zach Hampson, as you mentioned. 3 hits in 2 innings, did have an earned run, but had 4 strikeouts, so a lot more success the first time around than Hampson did. And after kind of a rough opening game for Mizuno on June 7th against the Blackfins, where he let up 2 earned in 2 innings, he's lowered his ERA quite a bit since then. So getting better with time this season. This is a big opportunity for him. Get out of this 2 on and nobody out jam.
Mizuno, hailing from Pearl City, Hawaii, got to just be a real conversation starter in a locker room, especially in Tacoma, Washington. It's like, hey, what's living in Hawaii like?
When you're at the University of
while we're
Puget
here
Sound.
in Tacoma, Washington.
Puget Sound did have a really nice field, though. Got a great Mount Rainier was kind of peeking out of the outfield wall. Really nice place. But it's no Hawaii.
It definitely isn't.
Hawaii, and that's no disrespect to Tacoma, which is actually an underratedly nice place. If you've never been to Tacoma.
Yeah, if you haven't been to Tacoma in like 10 years, you'd be shocked
at how different it is. It looks really nice. And apparently 10 Things I Hate About You was filmed at a high school there.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's all based out of Seattle. But, yes, it was filmed down at Stadium High School in Tacoma as the first pitch to Al Harvey is in there for strike 1. And the first pitch from Mizuno, not a fastball. I think I like that decision from Mizuno and Daly. 0-1 coming, off speed again. That one just barely outside the zone for ball 1.
Yeah, Al Harvey ripped that home run in the 9th yesterday off a fastball from Hawthorne Moody, and then his first hit back in the first was another fastball off of Hampson.
2-1 is the count. What Jordan Bryan is to cleats, Adam Harvey is to batting gloves.
I was going to say something similar.
I think you can see those from Everett. Those are really, really bright.
They're great.
Zuno comes set, 2-1 up the middle. Could be 2. Rolling, does it himself, and the throw to Eisenhut. Well in time. 2 down in the second.
Man, that is really impressive from Jake Rolling. We've seen him at third, we've seen him at short, which is his customary position, and this time at second. Kind of a deer in the headlights decision. Do I flip or do I run? He no doubt knew he was going to go take it himself and throw it out. That is a veteran move from Jake Rolling.
So now the burger batter, Indy Anderson, looking to make it 2-0 with Griffin Potter 90 feet away from home.
And that's a huge win for Jaden Mizuno to force a ground ball from Al Harvey, who's been scorching hot this series.
Mizuno goes fastball. Anderson behind it for strike one. There's Grandma Carolyn in the ice chest getting, I can't imagine how much footage is on that phone from the past 2 hours.
Look at
there,
her.
yeah, there she is.
That's just a glimpse of the excitement she brings.
Just one of the happiest people you'll ever see in anywhere, any context.
Enjoying the food, I'd be happy too. There's some great food here at the Friar. It's got to earn that name somehow, right?
Yeah, when your team's named the Fish Sticks, you kind of have to back it up. 2-1 misses in to Anderson. Lucas Coma is on deck. He was hit by the first pitch he saw from Hampson in the first at-bat, but Coma, very capable righty hitter. So he would have the advantage against Mizuno left on right. But Mizuno looking to sit down Anderson himself and get out of a jam here in the second, set up by Zach Hampson. And 1 strike away from Burgers, $2 off at Dick's.
It's a big one.
It's a huge one. 3-2. Anderson leaves it be up high. Runners on the corners and 2 down for Coma.
Well, I talked about it in my keys of the game was to limit free bases. So far, Hampson and Mizuno have not done that. That's the 4th walk already. We're not through 2 innings. They let up 7 yesterday. This allowed the Dudes to have a lot of 2-out rallies, like kind of what they're doing a little bit right now if Lucas Coma gets some contact.
First pitch is up for ball 1. I mean, ironically enough, we just talked about how the Fish Sticks need to limit the walks, but a walk probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world here. Lucas Coma has been hitting really well in this entire series, and that's down the third base line. Could be extra bases. Run scores easily. Anderson trucking for third. It's a double for Lucas Coma, and it's 2-0 Redmond.
Man, that was almost right on cue. Coma has just been a stick so far this series and does it again. And that makes that walk just all the more important. Down the line, Luke Parker couldn't get to it. Nice job by Dulé out and left to limit the damage and keep the base runners at second and third. But again, another 2-0 lead early for the Dudes. This is the 3rd time this series.
Fish Sticks are, funny enough, they're 2-0 in those games that the Dudes have taken a 2-0 lead. And the Sticks jumped out to a 3-0 lead yesterday and eventually lost 10-6.
So teams are 0-3 in this series when taking a 2 or further run lead.
And just taking the first lead overall, but yes, they're getting pretty good cushions, and it hasn't been mattering just with the caliber of both these lineups so far this series. First pitch to Orlando Young was a strike. Mizuno ahead 0-1, and that's high and out. 4-1.
And that just shows how important, again, that free base was on that 3-2 count from Mizuno. The middle of this lineup has been so dangerous this series, especially with Marwin Yu waiting on deck.
1-1, nice location from Mizuno for strike 2, and that fastball is really tough to hit when it's located. 2 runners in scoring position. Dudes looking to open up an even larger lead here in the second inning. Mizuno forces a chase, but it's fouled off, and Young stays alive.
Yeah, that's a really good pitch from Mizuno. The off speed that just dipped down below the knees. Young a little bit fortunate to catch a piece of that ball because he was fooled.
The second 1-2 offering coming. Mizuno comes set and comes to the plate. Fastball just missed. And it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. You could tell both Mizuno and Daly really wanted that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty tight miss. The zone has been tight up and in. Saw Hampson miss a couple in that same spot. That might have been strikes.
Mizuno does it on the next pitch anyway, so the Dudes plate another, but Mizuno limits the damage in the top of the second, and the Fish Sticks will look to get their first hit and first run on the board after the break.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the Friar for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Noah Benedict, Jackson Dulé, and Vaughn Lowe due up for the Fish Sticks. The Redmond Dudes have jumped out to a 2-0 lead here in the middle of the second inning. Angus Trengmo and Kyle Sweeney coming to you from the Friar, and that wind still consistently blowing out to left center, helping hitters, but the Fish Sticks just haven't given themselves really any chances for hits to get down yet today.
No, it was 6 pitches. It was 1 pitch and then 2 pitches and then 3 pitches to sit down the top of the order for Cody O'Donnell. So I'd expect that DeGallier is going to talk to Noah Benedict and Jackson Dulé, the two leading off this inning, and say, hey, maybe let a pitch slide by, maybe a pitch or two slide by. And these are 3 really good hitters that have been hot as of late, all hitting 350 or above so far this summer in Benedict, Dulé, and Vaughn Lowe, and they've rightfully deserved their spot in the middle of the lineup.
Small sample size for Noah Benedict this season, but he comes in with a 353 average and an 833 OPS. Was a career 335 hitter at Puyallup High School down south. He's going to go down to Las Cruces and play for New Mexico State come the spring. And he watches a curveball for strike 1. The first base coach today with only 1 coach for the Fish Sticks is Eli Hurst, of all people, back from the MLB Draft Combine down at Chase Field in Phoenix, about 4 blocks from my future residence down there. Benedict waves and misses, and it's 0-2, so quickly ahead is O'Donnell once again.
Yeah, there's a pretty stark difference in velocity between his fastball and that true 12-6 curveball that's fooled Benedict now twice this at-bat.
O'Donnell comes home. Benedict down the first base line. Anderson, a race to the bag. He'll flip it to O'Donnell instead. And Benedict is retired, so 4 up, 4 down for O'Donnell.
Yeah, that one, again, only took 3 pitches and 8 strikes in the 9 pitches so far for O'Donnell. That is just insane efficiency to start it out. Right now, Jackson Dulé, it's been hot as of late, and it's big for him to break open this offense, break the seal a little bit.
Fish Sticks still looking for their first base runner on the day as O'Donnell. Man, that pitch looked like it was spiked, and it still finds the zone. A great frame from Marwin Yu, but it's just working for O'Donnell right now.
It is, and that one might have been a little bit of a generous call on the outside corner, but he's hitting his spots every time.
No balls and 1 strike. As Dulé, big cut, and he misses, and that was the 11th pitch of the day for Cody O'Donnell. He still hasn't thrown a ball. Just an incredible start to this game for Cody O'Donnell on the bump. 0-2 on the way to Dulé, and good thing I said something. There's the first ball of the day. Jackson Dulé looking to become the first base runner. It's a good guy up to have right now. Currently sitting at a 965 OPS on the campaign. Did he chase that around? Home plate up, takes matters into his own hands, and Dulé is retired on strikes.
Man, O'Donnell, this is about as perfect of a start as you can do. All of these hitters in the top 5 been hitting so well for the Sticks, and Dulé has gotten his average all the way up to 348 after a hitless start in his first 6 plate appearances. And he made him look foolish on that at-bat, and Dulé is a fantastic hitter.
Vaughn Lowe next up against O'Donnell with 2 down in the bottom of the second, and he watches outside for ball 1. Lowe hit .301 with an .801 OPS at Tacoma Community College in 2026. He currently sits at .304 with an OPS of .819 for the Fish Sticks this summer. So a model of consistency out of Vaughn Lowe so far, and that's a chase for strike 1. O'Donnell just has everything working right now.
Yeah, taking a page out of Zach Hampson's book, and that off speed, the Sticks have not been able to come around to it at all.
O'Donnell really did pitch well his first time around against Fish Sticks, but ended up giving up 6 runs, only 2 of them earned. He's ahead 1-2 on low here, and this has kind of been a stark contrast from what we've seen out of the Dudes in this series. It's been offense, offense, offense for Redmond, and now O'Donnell producing on the mound tonight. 1-2 coming to low. He swings and misses. 6 up, 6 down for Cody O'Donnell. And statement made in these first 2 innings.
Well, that was the deepest an at-bat has gone so far through the first 6 batters. That was a 4-pitch at-bat. So O'Donnell is currently perfect through 6 and hasn't really batted an eye yet. And that is really impressive. But the 3rd inning is where the Sticks got to him a little bit last Saturday. So we'll see if they can replicate that. But looks like we've got a fishing frenzy going on the first base line.
Yes, there is a fishing frenzy here at the Friar. Almost getting a little bit into Jaden Mizuno's space at home plate. But basically, just you got to go down, get the fish out of our very high-tech inflatable pool we have here at the Friar, and then go back. Great work from our cam operator on this fast mover. Crispy operating, and that's...
They're taking Crispy's friends.
Yeah, they are. I'm not sure Crispy likes this one. I'll be honest.
Putting on a show.
This is that was not very humane, in Crispy's opinion. Jaden Mizuno is going to come back out after coming in and working the 2nd inning, and he was able to control his pitches really well, but the Dudes are just seeing the ball right now with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it was a double by Lucas Coma that scored in the 2nd run of the game for the Dudes, and the Sticks offense is ice cold right now. Scored just 1 run in the 9th, and we're pretty much shut down. It was a great relief appearance from Dom Miller yesterday on Thursday for the Dudes. Right now, the Sticks are not getting around to the ball, and this is not the guy you want to see up, but fortunately, it is the leadoff batter of the inning.
Marvin Yu. Pretty cool thing he does. He bows to the umpire before every at-bat. Obviously, you know, if you go down to anywhere in that portion of the world and watch a baseball game, basically any hitter is going to do that. First pitch is fouled off the bat of Yu. Grounded into a fielder's choice over to Parker at 3rd in his first at-bat.
Yeah, I mentioned that he played for Chinese Taipei. It was at the U18 Baseball World Cup just last year, so still a young guy, but obviously loads of talent with him, and the Fish Sticks got all of that on Thursday.
Mizuno blows by a fastball, and he's ahead 0-2. It's Marwin Yu, Matt Meadows, and Austin Endresen due up for the Dudes. Meadows, a great at-bat that ended up in an RBI walk back in the 1st inning. Yu fouls it off and stays alive. This is kind of the formula for him. He's already worked 5 walks in 2 games and change against the Fish Sticks. And that one's outside for ball 1.
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly difficult to strike out Yu. So if I'm Jaden Mizuno, I'm just not trying to get too fancy with it, but just putting one in the zone and low in the count, or low in the zone, the exact opposite of that. But it's going to be pretty rare. That swing and a miss on the 2nd pitch of the at-bat was a rarity for Yu. He's got a great eye.
Like I said, in his first at-bat today, one of the most disciplined hitters we've seen all season. Fish stick or otherwise, and that's into right field. Tracking it is Benedict into foul territory. He makes the play. Almost overran it out there, but there's one away and a big out at that.
Yeah, it's a big one to retire early. The reason that the Dudes have been able to put up runs in both the first and the second is because the leadoff guy has come aboard. So big for Mizuno to get the first out there, especially with someone like Marwin Yu at the dish.
Matt Meadows steps in. Already brought in a run with the base on balls in the first inning. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Dudes today, but the story has been the free passes. 4 walks through 2 1/3 and a hit batsman. 1-0 way outside, snatched by Daly.
The fastball did work last at bat against you, but I think just trying to put too much on those two, and those were way out of the zone. And a third one out of the zone.
Meadows ahead 3-0. A Pacific Lutheran Loot just down south of here in the Tacoma area.
Teammates with Cole Miller, relief pitcher on the Fish Sticks.
Sure is. You're going to see a lot of those connections, especially in the PIL, a pretty localized collegiate league. So many Seattle guys on all of these teams. The Fish Sticks, they have so many Seattle guys, and they're probably one of the least localized teams in the entire league. The pitcher right now is from Hawaii, as Meadows swings and misses at a 3-1 pitch. So another full count worked by the Dudes. Of course, this is kind of an exception because Meadows was ahead 3-0, but the pitch counts running high for the Fish Sticks so far today.
I believe this is the 5th.
Down the third base line, tough play for Parker, but he's all over it. Eisenhut can't make the pick. The throw came in low from Parker, and Tyler Eisenhut gets his shades knocked off by the bounce. Meadows will end up on second, so the first error of the day made by the Fish Sticks.
Yeah, that's a tough throw for Parker, especially with some speed. And again, we've been used to Braden Bartholomew, who's made some great picks this season, made a lot of them on Thursday. That's a tough one for Eisenhut. This is his first start at first. We've seen him a lot at second base to try to gauge that pick with the turf.
So a throwing error by Parker puts Meadows on second and Austin Enderson in a spot to bring in the third run of the game for the Dudes. One in the first and one in the second for Redmond so far today.
It's another instance of a free base for the Dudes, who have been taking advantage of that.
That one trickles foul, and it's quickly 0-2. Anderson struck out swinging with the bases loaded and 2 down back in the first inning against Zach Hampson. So already was put in a pretty high leverage at bat today, but that was far and away Hampson's biggest out today. Not an ideal start for the Steely veteran Zach Hampson. Only 1 inning of work. Lets up 2 runs, both earned. Zuno ahead 0-2 on Enderson. Fastball kind of blooped over towards rolling at second. Eisenhut calls him off. 2 away, so very weak contact from Enderson.
Yeah, well done by Eisenhut to just call off rolling. He clearly had the better angle. But that is a huge out. And Enderson, I've seen him do well earlier in the series, and Mizuno is able to kind of rebound from that error from Luke Parker and get a huge out.
Griffin Potter 1 for 1 with a single up the middle today. First pitch from Mizuno, strike 1.
He had a nice looking single right up the middle. Back in the first.
Potter eventually came around to score the second run of the game for the Dudes.
So it wasn't the second.
It sure was.
I should just always trust myself. Go with your gut.
Yeah, go with your gut. If you get anything out of this broadcast today, so hopefully it's that lesson. 1 ball and 1 strike. Zuno comes home. Potter chopped towards Parker, who already has an error in this inning. A cleaner exchange right there. And Mizuno is out of the third scoreless. So the Dudes lead 2-0 in the Fish Sticks. Still looking for their first base runner off Cody O'Donnell today.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Through 2.5 at the Friar, the Redmond Dudes leading 2-0. And in the hitting halves of the inning for the Fish Sticks, it's just been dominance from Cody O'Donnell.
Yeah, just 17 pitches through 2 innings for O'Donnell, who has gotten ahead in every single count he's been in through the first 6 batters. And that's allowed him to really move to that off speed, which has worked so well. We didn't see the off speed as much last Saturday in his first start against the Fish Sticks, but that 12-6 curveball has completely fooled everyone he's faced. And right now it's up to the bottom of the lineup to try to get anything going off of O'Donnell.
Noah Kung, Tyler Eisenhut, and Luke Parker are due up for the Sticks. There's a look at Noah Kung, who has been swinging the bat a whole lot better as of late. 2 for 2 with 2 doubles back on Sunday against this Dudes squad.
A laced one, probably the hardest hit ball that we've maybe seen that wasn't a homer this season. It was just straight up the middle, and Gabe Pham, who we've seen at center, usually for the Dude, he's not starting out there tonight, but even he couldn't get to it, and he's a great glove out there. So Noah Kung's starting to find his bat. He's a great glove in the field. He's been living primarily at the bottom of the order so far this year as he tries to turn things around at the plate, but right now he's doing just that.
O'Donnell looking to stay clean today, and Kung chops the first pitch to the shortstop. The speed of Kung pays off right there. The throw gets away. That might be out of play, and Kung will get second base. So Sean Clancy's throw comes in low. It's a hit and an error, and the first base runner for the Fish Sticks today.
Yeah, pretty fortunate for the Fish Sticks if this were to break the seal offensively. Another weak contact forced by O'Donnell on the first pitch of the at-bat. That's a tough play regardless from Clancy over at short. Kung would have beat out the throw anyway. But fortunate for them that it got through and leadoff man is aboard. Again, that was just only one pitch in that at-bat, and that really could have, and most of the time is an out with that weak grounder.
Ball just bounced so high off the turf, and that's another instance of the Fish Sticks being impatient at the plate, but it pays off there. So a runner on second, nobody out for Tyler Eisenhut, who watches strike 1 go by. Eisenhut is first healthy action in quite some time, currently sitting at 143 on the year. Going to be a junior down at Linfield with Zach Hampson next season. O'Donnell misses down, ball 1.
Yeah, Eisenhut has a great eye. He's always disappointed when he walks because he just wants to swing the bat so bad. He has 4 walks this year. But yeah, still getting around to baseball after kind of a freaky knee dislocation last season. Didn't allow him to play. So first action of the summer coming, and he'll come around to it.
Eisenhut also the only guy on this roster that is from West Seattle. So about as local as it gets, as he's up 2-1 on O'Donnell. And if you're the Fish Sticks, you want to make Cody O'Donnell work as much as possible because he's just been gliding through this lineup so far today.
Yeah, now this is going to be pitch 22, and longest at bat. He's gone. It's just 4 pitches. This will be the 4th pitch.
Pretty healthy lead for Kung at second. That ball bounces high up in the air. You can't handle the ball, and no throw to third. Noah Kung creating opportunities with the speed. Runner on third and nobody out.
Oh, this would certainly be one way to score a run against Cody O'Donnell has been dealing, is to force an error that forces Kung to second and then stealing third on a pass ball. And Yu is a really good defender behind the plate. We saw that in his first start behind the dish on Sunday. Threw out a couple of runners on the base paths.
Eisenhut ahead on O'Donnell 3-1. And he drives that over to the second baseman. It's right at Coma. Nice read from Lucas Coma, and Kung will be forced to stay at third.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate for Tyler Eisenhut. That was a great at-bat. The best at-bat by far, by a wide margin tonight for the Fish Sticks against O'Donnell, and comes away with it with a line drive. So head up for Eisenhut. Did all that he could in that at-bat. But still just one down for Luke Parker, and then Ryland Gollard coming up next.
Kind of a tough guy to face in the 9-hole if you're O'Donnell. Luke Parker, a pretty powerful bat here at the bottom of the lineup today. First pitch was way up for ball 1. Parker currently sitting at a 214 average, but has driven in 7 runs. Can drive in his 8th here. Kuhn just 90 feet away, and he's ahead 2-0.
Yeah, we've seen a couple sac flies from Parker and a ground out for an RBI. He's been up a lot in a lot of runner in scoring position scenarios, something the Fish Sticks have really started to improve on from the beginning of the season.
Corners are somewhat in, and then the middle infield is way back. That's going to be an RBI ground out for Parker. Coma to Anderson, and the out is made. But the first run is in for the DubSea Fish Sticks.
Yeah, Parker does his job. His 8th RBI, that's near the tops for the Fish Sticks. His average won't tell the full story, but he puts hard contact every time he gets to the ball. And that's exactly what DeGallier and the Fish Sticks want to see, is to get Noah Kuhn in. So the mistake at short and the pass ball. And finally, the Fish Sticks have a run and a little bit of momentum against O'Donnell.
Also a welcome sight for the Dudes. No runners on for Rylan Gullard. Gullard flew out to the right fielder, Enderson, on the first pitch he saw back in the first inning. He's ahead 2-0. Came up for his second at-bat in the third inning yesterday and launched a 3-run homer. Gave the Fish Sticks a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, the first no-doubter of the year at the Friar as well. That ball got out in a hurry.
2-0 coming to Rylan Gullard as O'Donnell starting to lose control. That is right back over to Clancy, and he makes that play look really easy. So Gullard is retired, but Kuhn creates a run with the wheels, and the Fish Sticks got the Dudes lead in half. It is 2-1 through 3.
Yeah, that's a tough play for Clancy. Again, that's where we've seen Julian Unai so far this series is at short, but Clancy had to battle with the sun because that ball was just bounced straight off the turf. And Gullard's got a lot of speed, has the most stolen bases on the summer so far for the Fish Sticks. So that's not easy to battle the sun and then subsequently beat Rylan Gullard with that throw. So impressive stuff from Sean Clancy.
So it's time for the uniform race. I have a feeling these uniforms will probably be a little big on our contestants.
Most likely.
Seems like that's been a trend this year.
So here we go. We've seen a couple of cheaters so far in this series.
Would you go standing up or sitting down for your strategy on this one?
Man, if I was about 3'9", I would probably sit down to do that.
Yeah, well, standing up is
Oh, there we go.
dominating
Man, that is an enormous
right now.
hat.
All kinds of lengths and, yes, a comically large
Did
hat.
she see?
Oh, no. Well, okay. Well, she crosses the line without a hat.
All right. Does it count?
I suppose it does. It's kind of a tough ruling there. Also, our first look at in-arena host Josiah this year. We had Micah on opening day, and then Jonah has been the mainstay. But Josiah makes his season debut at the Friar today. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Look at how big that jersey is.
Yeah, I can't miss Josiah in that suit. That is a beautiful suit.
That jersey looks like LeBron on draft night.
Yeah. Jersey a little large there, trudging through the pants. What a win. It just kind of shows the sacrifices that the runners have to make to get through to get that.
The sacrifices.
Yep.
Yep, that's all the fans do here at the Friars.
They just sacrifice.
Make sacrifices.
Yeah.
Mizuno back out for the fourth, and DeGallier, I think, looking for as much as he can get out of Jaden Mizuno's left arm today, with pitchers coming at a premium this weekend. 7 pitchers used in the loss on Thursday. Clancy, fly ball into shallow left field. Kuhn calls everybody off, and there's one away.
Yeah, going back to your point about Gallier wanting Mizuno to go long, Hampson only went about 1 inning, and they were expecting at least 2 to 3 out of Hampson. This is going to be a bullpen game. And last week, Cole Knupfer came in and really saved the Fish Sticks with 3 1/3 of really good work out of the bullpen. And Mizuno right now through 2 1/3. If he could get through 3, that would be huge.
Starts off Al Harvey with a strike coming in through the back door. Al Harvey and the gloves are 1 for 2 today. Grounded into a double play over to Rolling in the second inning. And almost an identical pitch, but that one's out for ball 1.
Yeah, those gloves, I believe those are new. They have to be new or else we would have spotted
We would have
them.
noticed them by now, I think. Al Harvey is kind of becoming a regular for this dude's lineup. He fouls that back for strike 2.
And finally got Al Harvey out for the first time in 4 at-bats in the last inning after that deep homer to give the Dudes a little bit of insurance in the top of the 9th, start a avalanche.
1-2 up and out for ball 2. Hampson saw one time through the order, and then Mizuno came in. And now Mizuno through one rotation, and he's facing Al Harvey for the second time. 2-2 coming. Al Harvey kind of loops it into shallow right field. Eisenhut all over it. And there are 2 gone. That's a nice play from Tyler Eisenhut.
Yeah, that's a really difficult one that if you haven't played baseball before, you might not know how difficult that is. He's just running straight back. It's just him. He knows that. And that ball is spinning towards center field as well. So nice adjustment from Eisenhut. Again, first game at first that anyone has played on the Fish Sticks other than Bartholomew, who's not in the lineup.
Indy Anderson, the burger batter, 2 walks today, both on full count. So
Just
really
one pitch away.
Just pulling the audience in and then disappointing them with a couple walks, and they've been good approach both times. Count is 1-1.
We've seen a couple of Dick's jerseys as well in the stand. There's some great Dick's merch amongst all the great Fish Sticks merch, of course, here at the Friar.
We saw, I think it might have been like a travel baseball team that was called the Fish Sticks come to one of the games last week in full jerseys, and that was really cool to see.
Almost looked like an alternate
Yeah,
jersey.
it was like
full yellow.
If you switch the blue and yellow on the away jerseys, 1-2 is spiked before the plate. Anderson in a 2-strike count for the 3rd time today, and he walked both of the first 2 times. Again, $2 off burgers for everyone here. Anderson goes down on strikes. 2-2 from Mizuno. He waves and misses, and it's burgers, $2 off. Jaden Mizuno, really good work out of the pen today for number 8. And the Fish Sticks going to the bottom of the 4th, down 1 as we get another look at that chase from Anderson.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Crispy.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Cody O'Donnell back out for the 4th inning for the Dudes after letting up a run in the 3rd. It is 2-1 Redmond leading DubSea going into the bottom of the 4th. And it's back to the heart of the order for the Fish Sticks. Jake Daly, Jake Rolling, and Noah Benedict due up for the home team.
Yeah, and the run really wasn't Cody O'Donnell's fault either. Noah Kung had a ground ball and beat out the play, and then an error on the throw sent him to second. And then a pass ball got him to 3rd, and then another grounder scored him. So really no hits from the Fish Sticks, and a little bit of fortunate luck for the Sticks got Kung in. So still only 29 pitches through 3 innings for O'Donnell, and he's been pitching a gem so far.
Kung reached on a hit. It was an infield single, but then advanced to second on a throwing error by Clancy, the shortstop, as Daly ducks down on a pitch that almost hit him for ball 1. Daly grounded out over to Coma, who made an incredible play on a hard hit ball up the middle to retire Daly in the 1st inning. O'Donnell misses out ball 2. Kind of starting to see the control go for Cody O'Donnell in these past couple innings, but he's still getting outs regardless.
And Daly's been a great bat up to this point, hitting .333 on the season. Pretty limited appearances, also joined the team late. There's a reason he's hitting 2-hole.
Daly ahead 3-0, so kind of an anomaly for O'Donnell today, falling way behind. A couple good hitters following Daly as well, with Rolling and Benedict due up for the Sticks. 3-0 coming home, barely catches the zone, so paints the corner on 3-0. It's just kind of in that kind of day for Cody O'Donnell.
Still no walks.
Goom still the only base runner for the Fish Sticks as Daly fouls it right back into the backstop, and the count fills up. So O'Donnell falls behind 3-0, but has the wherewithal to fight back in the count, and now it's full.
And that was O'Donnell's issue last Saturday, was the 4 walks in those 2 2/3 innings, and he could avoid one now. That would be a huge victory for him.
First full count for the Fish Sticks today. 3-2 coming. Called strike 3. What a pitch from Cody O'Donnell, and Daly is sat down looking.
Yeah, that's an incredible comeback. A great sequencing of fastballs from O'Donnell. Daly only swung the bat once. That's right at the knees. That's just too close on a 3-2 count. If we were in Little League, we'd be sending Jake Daly out to the foul pole to take a run on that one if you're looking on a full count. But, again, just a great spot from O'Donnell.
Third strikeout of the day, Cody O'Donnell, as Rolling steps up. Rolling put a good charge into a ball his first time up, but it was a fly out to Al Harvey out in center.
Yeah, Rolling registered 3 hard hit balls in 6 at-bats coming into this one. Again, limited time with that ankle injury, but he's really impressed us.
Rolling 2 for 7 on the season so far with a single and a homer. Has also worked a couple walks in his short stint on the field so far this season. O'Donnell behind 2-0 once again. This time to Rolling. And more paint from O'Donnell for strike 1.
Yeah, 2 walks and a hit by pitch for Rolling, who entered into the day with a .556. He's on base percentage, reaching base 5 out of the 9 times he's been up to the plate.
2-1 comes home. O'Donnell goes to the same spot, but misses just a skosh outside, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, this is one of the more interesting players that we were excited to see coming into the summer, committed to Gonzaga after hitting .574 in conference play at Jesuit High School just this last year.
Rolling into center field once again. Al Harvey running out of room. Can't make the play. Rolling, charging around first. And it's a 1-out double for Jacob Rolling, and that ball was just belted.
Yeah, just hit a tiny bit harder than the first one back in the first inning, and he sees another fastball, the same one he had back in the first, and he did not miss it this time. Jacob Rolling has just been so exciting to watch at the dish and in the field, and another reason why is great extension with those hands. And there's the stick celebration at second base, already the second extra base hit for Rolling after that home run yesterday in this series.
It's now righty on lefty to Noah Benedict. Rolling thought about breaking for third, but will stay put, and Benedict watches strike 1.
Whoa.
I think everyone just got a little caught off guard.
Oh, there's Grandma Carolyn.
Grandma Carolyn still just hanging out, doing her thing. Wow, I've never seen anything like it.
It is just great. She's in the ice chest now. But that strike 1 was pretty questionable. I don't know if I was seeing that wrong, but it almost looked like a pitch out.
It had some break back into the zone, but you're right. I do think that ended up missing outside. Either way, it's 0-1 to Benedict, and he waves and misses. Fouls it back in a used glove, and it's strike 2.
Yeah, Benedict struggled at his first at-bat against O'Donnell. Whiffed on a pitch as well before grounding out to the first baseman. Again, he's hit really well this summer. And we're always glad to see him in the lineup.
Came into this game hitting .353 on the campaign. Behind 0-2 here. And he swings and misses once again. Big out for O'Donnell here in the fourth.
Yeah, it's a great comeback sequence from O'Donnell. Look at that. I believe that's Jacob
Swanson in line.
In line to get some food.
It's kind of just a testament to how good the food is here at the Friar.
We haven't seen Swanson so far.
Players. That's incredible.
That's
awesome.
Incredible.
Can we get some intel on what he's ordering over there? Maybe it's for the dugout. Who knows?
I'm not sure, but I mean, he's definitely standing there in line. I guess he's not coming in the next few innings. That's hysterical.
That wireless camera is just
it's awesome.
Great.
I mean,
we know so much more about what's going on at the stadium.
Gives you another look into what's offered here at the Friar.
Dule chases outside, strike one. Jackson Dule struck out swinging his first time up. One of the 4 strikeout victims of Cody O'Donnell today.
Yeah, but what is Jacob Swanson ordering at the concession stand?
Dude, that's what I'm trying to figure out. We should have someone on that stat. 1-1 coming, and Dule watches it go for strike 2. A collective groan here at the Friar, as that was a close pitch, but once again, maybe a gift for O'Donnell, and now he's ahead 1-2. Healthy lead for rolling over at second. 1-2 to Dule. He chases down low. 4 innings for Cody O'Donnell, and he's been great in all 4 of them. 2-1, the Redmond Dudes lead going into the 5th.
Yeah, Jackson Dule's been really hot, too. That's the second time he's swung and missed against O'Donnell, as Jaden Mizuno will trot out again. So a welcome sight for DeGale here, as Jaden Mizuno has been pretty shut down in his 3 innings of work, and now going out there to try to get a 4th is an essential start for him after just 1 inning from Zach Hampson.
Okay, Crispy's taunting, which he is in no position to taunt. He has had a tough start to the year in the Crispy race.
Yeah, but he's jogging right now. Oh, here we go.
There he goes. Oh, wow. Man, I think Crispy's been in the lab, because
he might have been.
He's looking a lot faster today.
It's almost like there might be someone different in there.
No. Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, Crispy.
Man, what is that, 2 and 5
Crispy
now?
counts his chickens a little too early.
The tortoise in the hair, colorized,
and
2026
that
version.
Is the worst loss of the season for Crispy.
Yeah, for sure. We're just preaching life lessons on the broadcast.
Yeah, wow, this has just become so educational
I know,
tonight.
It really has.
Yeah. Speaking of educational, I would like to learn what Jacob Swanson ordered.
I don't see him in the dugout.
I do. He's back.
He's back.
I think he just got a dog over there.
Just got a hot dog.
Yeah. Kept it simple,
He's gonna sling a glizzy on the bench.
You can't bring a brisket mac and cheese to the dugout.
There he is. He's got a hot dog in the right hand over there in the dugout. He's actually standing outside of the dugout,
hanging out.
He's number 88 out there, just chilling with the hot dog. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Oh, now he's back in.
I don't think he's
just
stand
mowing
out there,
it down.
Yeah. Hey, good for him. You know,
that's awesome.
No, I don't think there's any other PIL stadiums with concessions,
yeah.
So he takes advantage of the great hospitality here at the Friar, and
I don't blame him.
He just wanted a dog.
I really don't blame
him. Back to the baseball. Lucas Coma is 1 ball and 1 strike on Jaden Mizuno. Mizuno back out for the 5th, so this is a huge performance from Mizuno today on a night where the options in the bullpen are sparse.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the hot dog gobbler himself, Jacob Swanson, as that's a fly ball out to Benedict and an easy out, number 1.
Kids love it here.
Yeah.
It's a great environment.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we've traveled to most of the other PIL stadiums at this point in the season, and you know, there's just nothing like this.
Really isn't.
Anywhere else in the league.
Swanson understands that.
He's done.
Is he? No, there's still some.
There's still a little more. There's still a little more.
I must say, the hot dogs are pretty. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. What a fight. Right to end it.
he had a plan for sure over there. Mizuno finds his zone for strike one. That's just evil that we showed that. We got a replay. That is
engulfed
it. That's how they teach it. Young chases strike two.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Orlando Young, 0 for 1, was one of the many that reached on a walk in that first inning. Mizuno way up high, ball two. Jaden Mizuno doing a really good job of maybe not the most efficient outs, but just getting outs any way he can.
Let's look at Nathan Burke, who had a great outing yesterday in just a few pitches. Might see him today. That's towards Swanson.
It's towards Swanson. Nice play out there by the Dudes' third base coach. Funny thing about the third base coach over there, he's also been doubling as the videographer for the team. He's been out there in inning breaks. It's actually been pretty cool to watch. 2-2 coming. Young into center field. That's going to find green grass. First hit of the day for Orlando Young, and now Marwin Yu comes up with a runner on.
Yeah, this could be tough for Mizuno. If you were to reach, you might dip into the bullpen if you're Garrett DeGallier. Again, this is a pretty deep outing for Mizuno, who is a relief pitcher, 3 1/3, and DeGallier's going to come out a little earlier than I thought. Swanson loves it. Still chewing, maybe.
Yeah,
that was a big bite.
Slow and steady, slow and steady. Great outing for Jaden Mizuno today. 3 1/3, and he is responsible for Orlando Young over at first. He might actually stay in here. DeGallier just having a chat with him. Yeah, they're going to keep Jaden Mizuno out there. I like this decision, especially on a day where you only have so many choices as far as arms go, and Mizuno's been pitching really well. For the record, Kyle's looking at Jacob Swanson's Max Preps page right now.
He is actually a very good hitter over at Issaquah High School. Hit .303 last year with 13 RBIs. I mean, we haven't seen him. We've seen him in the dugout all 4 games. He hasn't made an appearance so far. He got a highlight. I mean, career .284 hitter at Issaquah.
Marwin Yu now up. We have talked about the caliber that Yu brings to the batter's box every time he's up there. He is 0 for 2 today, so Fish Sticks pitching staff doing a good job of handling him, and Beckett Turnbow is in the bullpen for the Fish Sticks, so Mizuno probably in his last inning here. Yu breaks his bat, and that is right at Kung over short. Might be 2. Throw to Eisenhut right on target. The second double play for the Fish Sticks today. Heads up defense from Noah Kung, and Jaden Mizuno, 4 innings, no earned runs.
Yeah, just a poor read from Young. It was a broken bat. I think he thought that was going to get over Noah Kung's head. Great play between Kung and Eisenhut to double up for that out.
Went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's cookie dough frosty fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dope-amine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough. Happiness is a cookie dough frosty fusion at Wendy's.
Cody O'Donnell is back out on the bump for the Dudes, nursing a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Vaughn Lowe set to get things going for the Fish Sticks in the bottom of the 5th, and outside of Noah Kung's base hit that turned into a run back in the 3rd. It has not been smooth sailing for the Sticks at the plate.
Yeah, right now, Von Lowe, who struck out in 4 pitches, is trying to change that. And O'Donnell, 47 pitches through 4 innings. He has been completely lights out.
There is some action over in the Dudes bullpen. As Lowe, first pitch he sees into left center field. It will stand up for Al Harvey. And 1 pitch, 1 out. So O'Donnell stays efficient, but a good swing from Von Lowe right there.
Yeah, Lowe has the second highest hard hit ball percentage on the team, and he's been really picking it up over the last couple of games. And nice to see him get contact, and good contact, really, after that struggle of a first at bat versus O'Donnell. But that's what O'Donnell's been doing all night. Just 1 or 2 or even maybe 3 pitch at bats, and he's just been mowing down the Fish Sticks lineup.
So now Noah Kung really responsible for the only offense the Sticks have today. An infield single back in the 3rd, and then he advanced to 2nd on a throwing error by the shortstop Clancy. Then eventually advanced to 3rd on a pass ball and scored on an RBI ground out by Luke Parker. He's quickly behind 0-2 here.
Yeah, that off-speed has been working beautifully for O'Donnell. I mentioned it earlier, but a huge velocity change between the fastball and the curveball. Fish Sticks had a lot of trouble with that pitch.
Kung, very similar to the one where he reached base, and he's going to do just that again. Man, it looked like a replay of his hit in the 3rd, except that time Orlando Young cut off Clancy. It doesn't matter either way. Noah Kung is on base for the 2nd time tonight.
Yeah, great hustle from Kung. That was kind of weird by Young. It looked like he hesitates right here. It looked like he was going to throw, and he Ben Roethlisbergered the camera, but for some reason didn't pull the trigger right away on the first throw, and that's why Kung's over at first.
You just say Ben Roethlisbergered the camera?
I did. Yeah, that's about as good as I could maybe call that.
Yeah, no.
He was supposed to throw, did not.
Ben Roethlisberger, my mom's favorite football player for years. Yeah, she's a Steelers fan. Shout out my mom. One of the greatest humans on planet Earth. Eisenhut, this might be 2. Young, Tacoma, to Anderson, double play. So 1 pitch later, the Redmond Dudes get out of the 5th, and Cody O'Donnell just continues to mow down this lineup tonight.
Yeah, that's a great bounce back for Orlando Young after that kind of weird error on the grounder from Kung. Just comes back and forces a perfect double play. And, yeah, there's not much else you can say about O'Donnell. And we were talking about all the offense in this series. There's 44 combined runs in the first 3 games. Right now, Mizuno and O'Donnell are putting on a show, the 2 pitchers.
A classic potato sack race coming up down the 3rd base line, and Beckett Turnbow will come in for the Fish Sticks, manning the top of the 6th. Turnbow on the mound. He's thrown 5 1/3 with an 8.44 ERA to this point, and he's walked 8. So he just needs to be able to find the zone, and that fastball is lethal.
Yeah, he's got a low 90s fastball. As we take a look at this, the classic sack race going on, but we've mentioned all season long that the control is the factor for Turnbow. It's been really hard for hitters to turn on that fastball. He also has a great looking off-speed pitch, but he gets ahead and counts, and then he'll try to just pump too much on that fastball and try to force a strikeout, and that's when things get a little wild. So he's a D1 guy, both at the pitcher and at the plate, and coaches know exactly what they got with Turnbow at the mound with that elevated fastball. But if he can keep it in the zone, that's the key for Turnbow.
Turnbow, one of 3 guys on this team that's headed down to New Mexico State University this next year alongside Evan Hellner and Noah Benedict. It will be Matt Meadows leading things off for the Dudes, then Austin Anderson and Griffin Potter. As of right now, we saw Anderson come out in the later stages of the game yesterday, and it looks like they might have a pinch hitter for him here.
You know, I really wished it was Jacob Swanson, but it is not.
Yeah, I mean, he's already had a highlight play today,
Yeah.
and he hasn't even come in the game. Ethan Keene is getting set to go in Anderson's place, so Meadows will lead off, but Keene, the pinch hitter, right after that. Meadows has reached on a walk and an error so far today. That walk brought in a run all the way back in the 1st inning against Zach Hampson.
A great outing. Give another shout out to Jaden Mizuno after Zach Hampson struggled once again against this Dudes lineup.
First pitch from Turnbow, down and in, ball one. You're not going to see that off-speed pitch too much with Turnbow. It's going to be pretty fastball-heavy dosage. There's the fastball again, and it's down low again for ball two.
Yeah, it might be a little hard to see as we take a look. Another packed crowd here at the Friar. Just a great environment on this Saturday night, and we're expecting an even bigger crowd tomorrow for the Sunday game.
Meadows takes the fastball and a rare hit off Beckett Turnbow to begin the top of the sixth.
Yeah, pretty good piece of hitting from Meadows. Saw two straight fastballs just into the turf so he could gauge it a little bit. Just took it right up the middle. Again, I was going to say you can't really see it on the broadcast, but Turnbow clearly has a faster velocity on that fastball compared to Hampson and Mizuno. That might be why DeGallier decided to go to him after the first two, but no problem for Meadows.
So now Ethan Keene will replace Enderson in the 7-hole in the lineup and will eventually take up right field for the Dudes in the bottom of the sixth inning.
Yeah, Keene went to Centralia, so is a teammate of Isaac Watson for the Fish Stick. Watson not in the lineup today.
First pitch to him, that gets by Daly, and Meadows an easy bag over to second. So quickly the Dudes threatening.
Yeah, and with kind of the errant throws and on the fastballs that we've seen from Turnbow all season comes the pass balls and the wild pitches. And Keene's a big guy, 6'3", 205, also from Spokane.
1-0, Turnbow. This is low for the fourth time today. The one time he's come to the zone. Turned into a hit for Meadows. Griffin Potter on deck. Potter has a hit to his name already today. He's 1 for 2. 2-0 from Turnbow. That finds the zone for strike one.
Yeah, against a big dude like Keene, who has had some struggles, has had high strikeout numbers over the past couple of games. It's important for Turnbow to live low.
Checks on the runner Meadows, then comes home with the 2-1. Just barely in for ball three.
You can hear some groans maybe from the crowd. The strike zone has seemed tighter for the Fish Sticks as compared to the Dudes.
3 balls and 1 strike. Turnbow to the plate, up the middle from Keene. Rolling, covers it in the middle, and the throw to Bartholomew is very well placed for the first out of the inning. Another great play in the field by Rolling. But the runner Meadows does advance to third.
Yeah, that's another really fantastic play by Rolling. Again, out of position at second base. Just threw it fading away from the base, and he's impressed us in the field just as much as he has at the plate, where he just ripped a double in the last inning. Again, just so much talent there at second. You can place him anywhere in the infield. Really good utility guy for the Fish Sticks.
Also the first look at Braden Bartholomew in the field today, who replaces Eisenhut over in the corner at first base. First pitch to Potter in there for strike one.
Yeah, still a runner at third in Meadows with 1 gone. So important to get this in the air or strike him out.
First off-speed offering from Turnbow. A couple woes from the crowd as that misses for ball one.
Actually got a smile from Potter as well.
You can see Turnbow kind of look back at his dugout and just say, like, what's up? What are we doing? There's the 1-1. That might sneak through the left side of the infield. Coon, big-time throw to Bartholomew, and a nice dig from Fuego over at first. So that's the second out of the inning. But Meadows scores, and it's 3-1 Redmond.
Yeah, any way you can. Nicely done by Potter to get the deep grounder. Great play from Coon. I mentioned a little bit earlier, and a nice snag by Bartholomew. You saw Eisenhut kind of miss a snag in the turf from Luke Parker earlier that ended up letting a base runner. And Bartholomew, although he's struggling at the plate, we know what capabilities he has, but he is a fantastic fielder at first base.
Kenny Chu will pinch hit for Sean Clancy with Unai out today. The shortstop spot coming a revolving door for the Dudes. First look at Chu in this 4-game series.
Yeah, and with Unai out at shortstop again, that's probably their best bat and has been so far this entire season, and he's missing from the lineup.
Turnbow spikes a fastball to start off Chu for ball 1.
Yeah, more action in the Dudes bullpen. I would expect O'Donnell to probably go out to start, especially with his low pitch count.
Benji Sharman in the Dudes bullpen as that's popped up into shallow right, and rolling makes the play. Chu is retired. So 1 run comes in for the Dudes, and it's back to a 2-run cushion for the visiting Redmond Dudes. It's 3-1 going into the bottom of the 6th.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's cookie dough frosty fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dope-amine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a cookie dough frosty fusion at Wendy's.
Oh, Audrey, look over there.
Where? Oh, a whole herd of reindeer beers.
Not herds, Audrey. Rainier's come in 6-packs.
Oh.
Wake up, Harley.
Harley, look at the reindeers. Oh, they're just so fresh and friendly.
Cody O'Donnell back out for the 6th, and the Dudes lead back to 2. It's 3-1. Redmond leading DubSea going into the bottom of the 6th. Luke Parker to lead things off for the Fish Sticks. Then we'll be back to Rylan Gullard and Jake Daly. So it's 9-1-2 for the home team. Going into the bottom of the 6th inning, Parker drove in the run back in the 3rd with a ground out to the second baseman.
And we got a birthday in the stands. Happy birthday.
If only he was born 2 days earlier.
With another guy's birthday.
Yeah, the best birthday there is. Parker, first pitch, it's back into the netting on a foul ball for strike 1.
It's just the 53rd pitch. Through 5 and now change for O'Donnell. So efficient. The farthest any starting pitcher has gone in this series.
Takes his foot off the gas for the second offering to Parker, but no chase from the Fish Sticks third baseman for ball 1.
Yeah, talked about how Parker's been great at situational hitting and driving in runs with sac flies, and another ground out RBI last inning. Is still not connected fully on a ball yet this season.
1-1. O'Donnell finds the zone with the off speed there and freezes Parker for strike 2. That off speed has really been the difference between a good outing and a great outing for O'Donnell today, I think. We were counting on that fastball, and it has been good, but the off speed has been the centerpiece so far. 1 ball, 2 strikes. O'Donnell comes home. Parker popped up down the right field line. Might stay in play, might stay fair. It's a foul ball. Anderson cannot make the catch. It was almost a hit, and it would have been extra bases for Parker. We'll have to reset the 1-2.
Yeah, pretty fortunate for the Dudes. Parker was already halfway to second base by the time that one dropped. Again, big swings from Parker and a lot of power. We've seen it in batting practice, and it was the first thing we noticed in the first few practices of the season leading up to that June 3rd season opener, was just how much power he has. And right now he has 6 hits on the year, and all of them are singles.
O'Donnell comes home with the 1-2. Parker, another foul ball. And he has done a good job, especially recently, of staying alive in 2 strike counts in what has been a pretty impatient lineup this season for the Sticks.
Yeah, 57 pitches and 39 strikes. That's really efficient and great work from O'Donnell.
Third try at the 1-2. That misses in. Parker has to scoot out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is what you need to see if you're the Fish Sticks. Just a long at bat. Haven't seen many of these for DubSea today.
It's a great view from the ice chest there, again from the handheld cam.
O'Donnell's 2-2. Parker kind of just fends it off, and it's another foul ball. Famously, the first base coach, Nathan Burke, has to duck out of the way over there. We've seen all kinds of guys in the box down the first base line today, and Burke has to vacate that time. 2-2 coming. Parker making O'Donnell work here. And that misses low, so now the count is full. Luke Parker doing a really good job of making Cody O'Donnell earn this out to start the 6th inning.
Yeah, this is by far the longest the batter has gone. Now the 8th pitch coming up against Cody O'Donnell, making him work for the first out of this inning.
Payoff on the way from O'Donnell. Goes off speed and makes Parker miss. The 6th strikeout of the day for Cody O'Donnell. Parker gets into a deep count, but O'Donnell sits him down anyway.
Yeah, that's just a really impressive at-bat from O'Donnell. Parker was fouling off every fastball he saw, decides to go to the off-speed, puts it right in the zone. Parker was pretty frustrated he missed an off-speed earlier in the AB, and pretty frustrated he missed that one.
So now Rylan Gullard, 0 for 2 with a flyout and a ground out today. First pitch from O'Donnell. Fastball on the outside half for strike 1.
Yeah, interesting from Gullard. We've seen him swing at a lot of first pitch strikes. That one seemed right up his alley.
O'Donnell, again, kind of a funky windup, but it's worked for him today. His fastball misses down and out. Nolan Morey now behind the plate, which begs the question. Marwin Yu is out of the lineup for the Redmond Dudes.
Yu's been hitting really well.
Hasn't been the greatest day at the plate for him, though. 0 for 3. Also lined into a double play earlier. That ball gets by Morey for ball 2.
And Morey's been struggling at the plate and in the field in the series. So a good bounce back opportunity for him coming in for Marwin Yu.
Gullard ahead 2-1. You're not going to see too many chases out of Rylan Gullard. And he leaves that one be for ball 3.
Yeah, this is a different at-bat than the first two for Gullard. He stayed super patient, waiting for the exact pitch that he needs and working O'Donnell a bit, which is what the Fish Sticks need to do as a lineup.
Second straight deep count for the Fish Sticks in the 6th. That's right back up the middle. Just jolted right past O'Donnell's right shoulder, and Gullard's got his first hit of the day.
Yeah, that's one of the best at-bats I've seen from Gullard all season long. Waited on the first pitch, which is eerily similar to the one he just got, but needed to see O'Donnell a little bit. Just 3 pitches combined through the first 2 at-bats between Gullard and O'Donnell. Patiently waits, and that time was able to square away on the fastball, and that's the Rylan Gullard that we've been accustomed to seeing this summer.
So a quick conference at the mound, and Cody O'Donnell will stay in to face Jake Daly. Runner on first and 1 down. Daly currently serves as the tying run in this one. And what has been a game that has moved really quick and also moved completely in contrast to the first 3 games of this series. 13 plus runs between the 2 squads in the first 3 games of this series. In all 3 of those, and now currently sitting at 4 combined runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Daly 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to Coma and struck out looking. First pitch he sees, he spits on the off-speed. Gullard almost picked off over at first. He's been caught on the base pass a few times this season, but he gets back safely.
Yeah, it was a really interesting situation on Thursday. Barsotti was at third and Gullard was at first, and Gullard got picked off, and he patiently waited to get out so that Barsotti could cross home plate and score the run.
Gullard back safely once again on the pickoff from O'Donnell. O'Donnell did pick off Gullard in his last outing here at the Friar last Saturday after a leadoff base hit from Gullard. 1-0 to Daly, right at Young, and he can't handle it. Gullard thought about third, but he'll hold up at second. I'll be interested to see if that goes down as a hit or an error, and it's going to be an E5 on Orlando Young. So Daly reaches on error. Now Jake Rolling comes up in a big spot.
Yeah, that ball was crushed right to Young at third base, and really tough to gauge in that turf. So that'll be the end of Cody O'Donnell's night. But can't overstate enough how fantastic he was. That'll be 68 pitches through 5 1/3. And the only run that came across was Noah Kung, who reached on an infield single and then a couple pass balls, and a ground out scored him. So fantastic day, and you got to tip your cap to O'Donnell and the Fish Sticks, and the rest of the fans will be happy that he's gone.
O'Donnell gets a really good ovation as he heads off the field, and a really good day. On the mound for the Dudes starter, it'll be Benji Sharman on the bump for the Dudes, another new face that we haven't seen in this series yet. And the Dudes bullpen has just not been very effective in this series so far outside of Dom Miller on Thursday.
Yeah, Miller was the reason that they were able to win on Thursday. He shut down the Fish Sticks for 3 straight innings. We take a look at some of the highlights from O'Donnell. Just got ahead early in counts, sat down Jackson Dulé twice today, got Von Lowe swinging on that one. This one was a 3-2 that got Jake Daly, and then here's the second one for Dulé. Parker way ahead of that off speed. We saw that this inning, and just a fantastic outing from O'Donnell.
We said it last Saturday when he came out of the game with the Fish Sticks ahead 6-3. We said that the scoreboard does not show how Cody O'Donnell pitched in that game. He did pitch really well and didn't really get backed up by his defense in that one. And the Dudes, there is a runner on via error right now, but O'Donnell didn't really give his defense many chances to screw up today. 6 strikeouts and a lot of easy outs out there in the field, and just cannot be overstated how good he was today. But now Sharman with a tough test. Runners on second and first, and 1 down with Jacob Rolling stepping in.
Yeah, Rolling ripped a double his last at-bat. Sharman limited appearances at, take a listen to this, the College of Worcester. Worcester Athletics. I have not heard of that one, but he had success.
The Fighting Scots.
It's an interesting one.
Scottish Terrier.
Yeah.
Is their mascot.
Yeah, Sharman threw 4 innings and allowed no earned runs at the College of Worcester. Rooster with a W.
Rolling is ahead 2-0, and a walk would load him up for the Fish Sticks. Cade Galen is on deck in place of Noah Benedict here to get that righty on lefty matchup. Strike zone finder from Sharman, his first strike of the day.
Well, that was interesting. If I'm not wrong, it looked like Sharman kind of went a little sidearm on that last pitch and decided to go back to a normal delivery on that fastball. We'll see what he does here. Yeah, that's interesting. He went full sidearm on an off-speed earlier in the count and then goes back to the regular windup, unless I'm sorely mistaken.
So a bit of fun with the arm angle for Benji Sharman so far. Rolling looking for his second hit of the day. Any hit would likely bring in a run. He foul tips that ball out of the mitt of Morey. Count evens at 2-2.
Yeah, you can see him pumping his fist. He was pretty happy that that wasn't called a strikeout. And that's not a mistake you can make against a guy like Rolling who's been hitting really well.
I mean, Morey's glove, you can't not think about it back there. Marwin Yu might be able to handle that one. That one misses way up. Morey had no chance at it. Almost a close play over at third with how hard that hit off the backstop, but Gullard advances 90 feet.
Yeah, Daly put his hands on his head after that play. He stayed at first. He wasn't completely aware of the situation that was going on. So we'll see if there's a first and third steal here from Jake Daly, who's not the speediest guy on the team, but has taken off a few times.
You also, I mean, you're going to laugh, but you got to think about Nathan Burks over there as the first base coach. So maybe that had something to do with it. Payoff from Sharman. Daly goes rolling, pops it up. It hits the rain cover, and it's caught by Sharman, but it won't be an out.
Yeah, we might see Daly go again, maybe test his conditioning here as he jogs back to first. But it is a 3-2 count with a dangerous hitter and rolling up to the plate. If this were to get through, Daly could maybe think about going to third.
Rolling 1 for 2 today, both on hard contact into center field. Any fly ball out there would likely score the speedy Gullard from third. Daly breaks again, 3-2 rolling, grounds it over to the shortstop. Tough play over there, no throw, rolling beats it. It's 3-2. The shortstop, Kenny Chu, was going over to cover the bag where Daly was stealing. Has to cut back on a dime to field the ball from rolling. The hit and run is executed, and the Fish Sticks cut the deficit in half.
Yeah, rolling was battling that whole entire at-bat. And just as you mentioned, that was a hit and run scenario essentially on a 3-2 count, and rolling just grounded it to the exact right spot. And Chu kind of slipped at short trying to get back to that ball, and with rolling speed, there's no shot he was going to be able to get him. So good situational hitting from rolling to score that run and cut into the lead.
So now Daly, the tying run, currently at second, and rolling the go-ahead run over at first with Cade Galen coming up for the first time today. Galen hitting .158 this season, has worked 5 walks. So has found his way on base, ripped a single through the left side of the infield on Thursday. This is a guy that we feel like can find a breakthrough at any point. D1 talent for the University of Portland down in Oregon. He's ahead 2-0 on pretty identical pitches from Sharman down and in. Jackson Dulé is on deck for the Fish Sticks. There will be no changes in the 5-hole. Sharman, paint on the outside half for strike 1.
Yeah, we've seen Galen square away to bunt a couple of times. He's got a lot of speed, and as you mentioned, that hard hit ball yesterday is kind of a slump buster in a way for Galen, who has started pretty cold but has missed the last couple of seasons at Portland.
That ball's hit hard down the first base line. Gullard's got to move out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Galen starting to find some better contact here.
Yeah, speed is Galen's thing. Haven't seen a ton of pop off the bat, but we know he has that as well watching BP. A couple of hard hit balls the last couple of games. It's a welcoming sign.
Daly not the fastest guy over at second. Galen over to the shortstop. Chu's throw not handled. Rolling slides in safely. Chu can't make the play for the second time in the row. And the bags are packed with 1 down for Jackson Dulé.
Yeah, that's a tough play, but should have been made at least at second base. Cade Galen was going to beat that run out at first, but other kind of error or mishap in the middle of the infield with Chu. And now this is just the momentum the Fish Sticks needed with O'Donnell out of the game to come and really build on this damage, and Riley Sonoy will come in.
Yeah, so a late change. Dulé was in the on-deck circle that whole time. But now with the bases loaded, Riley Sonoy comes to the plate. Sonoy has been set on fire in recent games. His batting average up to .353 on the season. Only guy in the lineup out of Pierce College. Only teammate on the team is Santiago Guedes Rodriguez. Big spot for Sonoy. First pitch he sees inside, ball 1. You see Sharman wanted that one.
Yeah, that one almost looked like it touched the corner there, but Sonoy was 2 for 4 with an RBI on Thursday. As you mentioned, continuing a really hot stretch. Maybe some problems with the home plate umpire.
2 of these runners have reached on errors. in this inning. Daly reached on an error by the third baseman Young. He's on third, and then Galen, an error by the shortstop Chu, and he's on first. Sonoy right back up the middle. This game is at least tied, rolling, turning around third. The throw is nowhere close, and the Fish Sticks have their first lead of the day. Sonoy advances to second on the throw.
A fantastic piece of hitting for Riley Sonoy. Drives in 2 more after driving in 1 on Thursday, just straight up the middle. That's exactly what he's been doing after a tough start to the year. And Riley Sonoy delivering once again.
Sonoy cannot be stopped right now. And in a flash, the Fish Sticks have a 4-3 lead with Vaughn Lowe up with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out. And Lowe has really thrived in these situations this season. Still looking for his first hit today. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. They're going to say he went around for strike 1.
Yeah, you just mentioned how he's been really good in this situation. He's hitting .455 with runners in scoring position, and as a team, the Fish Sticks are hitting .299, so they've been thriving in that spot, and again, looking to build a big inning.
0-1 Low pops it up high in the sky, and that will clear the rain cover and get out of here, so it's 0-2. Riley Sonoy on second. He brings in a couple runs with a single up the middle and makes this a 4-3 ball game in favor of the Fish Sticks. Noah Kung is on deck. He's got a hit today. He's got a couple hits today, actually. Both stayed in the infield. 0-2 to Low. He chases up high, and it's strike 3. So a huge out for Benji Sharman here, and Kung comes up with 2 down.
Yeah, I think Lowe was expecting an off-speed on that one after 2 straight fastballs came in. He was way behind that fastball and then kind of just put a swing on to try to maybe foul it off. That was not the best Vaughn Lowe swing we've seen so far this year. Great comeback from Sharman, though, as you mentioned, but still a tough out at the plate.
2 infield singles for Kung today. He waves and barely catches a piece of that ball for strike 1. You can tell the velocity is there for Benji Sharman. It's just that the Fish Sticks have seen it well so far. And it might not be a bunch of hits. The only hits in this inning are credited to Gullard and then Sonoy just now. They gave the Sticks the lead. 0-1 to Kung, fouled back. And that's 5 straight strikes for Benji Sharman.
Yeah, Kung's going to want to have that one back. That was another fastball just pumped right into the sweet spot of the zone.
Brandon Bartholomew is on deck. He replaced Eisenhut in the field in the top half of the inning. 0-2 to Kung. Swung on and missed. He's behind the off-speed. Kind of just a defensive swing, and he can't get wood on it. So 2 straight strikeouts leaves 2 runners on for the Fish Sticks, but not before the home team takes their first lead of the day. It is 4-3 Fish Sticks through 6.
And here we go, the Wild Rainiers. It's the bottle versus the can. The bottle cracks me up every time.
We got to start giving Bottle the inside line, I think.
That's a tough.
That thing it looks like it hurts.
I don't know how you see out of either one, to be quite honest.
You think it's like echolocation or something?
Yeah. And look at our cameraman. He's running along with them.
Yeah, it's like you're watching an ad break right now with that camera. Yeah, wow. What a shocker. Can wins.
I don't think the Can's going to lose many Rainier races in this season, but that's a tough costume to put on.
Doesn't it seem like that would just kill your back?
It really could.
You got to be hunched over and then, I guess, sprint as fast as you can in that thing.
You kind of just waddle at that point. That was we won't see Bottle win too many of those games.
Bottle's the underdog this year. That's all.
Yeah.
Turnbow's back out for his second inning of work. Gave up a run in the top of the 6th, but outside of that, some good control for Turnbow.
And it looks like a couple of defensive substitutions as well. It will be Isaac Watson taking Luke Parker's place at third base. And then Bartholomew, we already mentioned at first. Looks like Cade Galen is in right. and Sonoy is in left.
Well, the Dudes flipped the lineup card over, and Adam Harvey will get things rolling in the top of the 7th. First pitch from Turnbow, grounded over to Kung. Very hard hit, but one pitch, one out for Beckett Turnbow.
And that's exactly what happens when Beckett Turnbow fires in a strike on that fastball. That one was hit hard just because the velocity is so high, but other than a leadoff man the last inning for Turnbow, it's been pretty smooth sailing.
Indy Anderson now up 0 for 1 with a burger strikeout in this game. And also reached on a couple walks in the first and second innings. And he's down 0-1 early, so Turnbow, ever since giving up that hit to Meadows, has really been able to live in the zone.
It's a very welcoming sign.
At off speed, man, it is so hard to read with the velocity he has on the fastball. He's ahead 0-2 on Anderson.
Now this is an important spot for Turnbow to not get ahead of himself and try to force a strikeout, but just simply continue to find the zone.
0-2 fastball. He stumbles on the mound, but it's called strike 3 anyway. Anderson does not like it one bit, and he walks back to the dugout. Turnbow sits him down on strikes, and there's 2 gone.
Yeah, I don't know if Turnbow listened to my advice on that last one. Clearly pumped as much as he could into that fastball and almost fell over, but when it's in the zone, it's effective, like we've been saying.
So 2 strikeouts for Indy Anderson today. Turnbow starts Coma off with an off speed, but it is way down for ball 1.
Coma's been so dangerous this series. Had an RBI double earlier this game.
1 for 2 on the day with the aforementioned double. Was also hit by a pitch and came around to score a run all the way back in the first inning.
It seemed like the Dudes have had control of this game for about 95% of it, really into the bottom of the 6th when the Sticks finally got around.
I think part of that was kind of just a byproduct of Cody O'Donnell and how dominant he was on the mound today. But they take him out in the 6th, and the Fish Sticks capitalize, and now they've got a 4-3 lead. Turnbow ahead 1-2 on the dangerous Coma. Misses down, ball 2.
Yeah, this is important for Turnbow. As I've said a couple of times, when he gets ahead 1-2, 0-2, he can sometimes start to elevate that fastball and really try to get a strikeout. And right now, what he needs to do is just get out of this inning.
2-2, way up. That one just slips out of the hand. And we are full. So this is what you were talking about, is Turnbow getting ahead in a count and then maybe just trying to do too much. That pitch uncompetitive. Now 3-2 to Lucas Coma. He fouls it off somehow early on that fastball. And we'll do it again.
Yeah, fastball has so much velocity. Pretty much only rivals Eli Hurst on the team, and Hurst is at 93, 94. So, as you said, I'm a little surprised that Como is in front of that one.
Turnbow comes back with a 3-2, and that skips off home plate. Coma is on for the 3rd time today.
Yeah, he's been such a tough out all series long and proves it there once again. It's important for Turnbow to come back after that walk, after being ahead in the count, and sit down the batter.
Orlando Young also 1 for 2 today coming into this at-bat. Had a base hit back in the 5th. Off Jaden Mizuno. Down low for Turnbow, ball 1.
Yeah, this will actually be Xavier Espindola stepping to the plate, who the Sticks have seen so far this series. So Orlando Young's night will be done.
Thanks for keeping me honest over here, Kyle.
Oh, of course. You've done it a few times for me as well.
Turnbow once again misses low, and it's ball 2. Espindola, we've only seen him in 1 game in this series, but he was a really tough out in that game. Worked a couple of big walks to keep the Dudes in it. That eventually ended up being a Fish Sticks win, 8-5. I was back on Seal Slinger Sunday. Seal Slingers return tomorrow right here at the Friar.
Against Bombat, a non-league opponent, so you know what that means, a fan batter and an extra hitter for both teams. Two things I'm very excited about.
Yeah, we'll get to say 8-9-10 or 9-10-1 or something like that. 2-0 coming to Xavier Espindola. Not blazing speed over at first with Coma, but a capable runner, and Espindola yet to see a strike. It's 3-0.
Yeah, this was where trouble can arise a little bit for Turnbow, is getting away from himself after that walk. He started out the inning so strong.
That's going to be a 4-pitch walk. Daly threw down to first, but it didn't matter. Coma's got a free bag. And now a runner in scoring position for the Dudes, looking to tie this one up. Turnbow's going to take a walk behind the mound. And Nolan Morey will come up for the first time today. He's got to take the knee pads off. Of course, the catcher in the on-deck circle with 2 down.
Yeah, again, big spot for Turnbow to just come back. And the Dudes have been able to take leads in this series off of 2-out rallies, and that's exactly what's going on right now after Turnbow had so much success with the first 2 batters of the inning, and especially after that strikeout just a couple batters ago.
Once again, down low. That's the 5th straight pitch that has missed low from Beckett Turnbow. And he starts off Morey with the ball. Matt Meadows is on deck, and they are yet to retire Meadows today. He's reached base all 3 times he's been up with a walk, an error, and a single. Now the runners go, or at least one runner goes, and it's an easy bag for Lucas Coma. He's 90 feet away from tying this game up.
Yeah, I think Daly was caught off guard, and so was Espindola at first base. I'm not sure that was premeditated. Coma saw an opportunity. Turnbow just focused on the batter.
2-0 coming, and it misses high to Morey, so the 7th straight ball for Beckett Turnbow. 1 pitch away from loading them up. Both runners on, reached with 2 down in this inning, so a bit of a 2-out rally for the Dudes, down 1 in the 7th. Turnbow checks on Espindola over at first.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for Turnbow right now. He just needs to think about the zone, maybe take a little bit off the fastball.
Turnbow comes set 3-0, and that's up high once again. Nolan Morey watches 4 balls go by. Bags are packed for Redmond with 2 down, and Matt Meadows, who has been a really tough out today, comes up.
And this is how the Dudes, as I've said, have manufactured runs. This could get ugly, and this is kind of what happened in the 9th inning in Thursday's game, was they just continued to walk base runners on, and that's how they built that 4-run 9th to put the game out of reach.
A hit would likely give the Dudes the lead right back if it gets out of the infield. Turnbow up and out, ball 1. 9th straight ball over the past 3 batters thrown by Beckett Turnbow.
All fastballs, and especially as of late.
Finally finds the zone for a strike, and he's going to live and die by that fastball. It's just a matter of whether it finds the zone. Again, Meadows, 1 for 1 today, and has not been retired by the Fish Sticks pitching staff. 1-1, that's down the right field line. It's going to stay fair. The Dudes will take the lead. Meadows got extra bases. Coma and Espindola are plated, and it's 5-4 Redmond. So these 2 teams going back and forth in this one.
Yeah, a fantastic piece of hitting once again from Meadows. Saw the fastball on the outside portion of the plate and took it that exact way. That's really a collegiate piece of hitting right there. Every coach loves to see that. And after a great start to the inning, the Gallier is going to come out and talk to Turnbow. And again, it's the control issues that killed Turnbow. It just let base runners on, had 9 straight balls at one point, and he had to abandon the off speed and go straight fastball. And that's when Meadows was all over it, is because he knew the fastball was coming.
So for the 2nd night in a row, Ryder Peterson will come in. He was the cleanup crew in the 9th inning on Thursday. Handled that well, and he has been nails this season. 6 2/3, only giving up 2 hits and 1 run, which was unearned. So Peterson has been really good, but has had his fair share of issues with walks. He's walked 5 in that 6 2/3. We take a look at the upcoming schedule here at the Friar for the Fish Sticks tomorrow. It's actually the Seal Slingers that will make an appearance against Bomb Bat. First pitch will be at 1:05 p.m., so a Sunday matinee. And then they are back for 4th of July weekend, $3 Thursday, against the Redmond Dudes. First pitch at 6:35 p.m. And then the day before the 250th anniversary of this great nation against the Washington Athletics, who they played on opening night. First pitch will be at 6:35.
Yeah, we were actually talking before the broadcast about how much we liked Ryder Peterson this season. He came in for just 2/3 of an inning of work yesterday, but it was in the 9th in a bases-loaded scenario with 1 out, and to prevent further damage, he forced a ground ball and forced a double play. So he's been in some tough situations in this summer, and this is another one with 2 in scoring position with 2 outs, and this has been the pitcher that the Fish Sticks have turned to.
So the Dudes took a 2-0 lead through 2, and then the Fish Sticks responded with a run in the 3rd. And the Dudes got one back. It was 3-1 going into the bottom of the 6th. And the Fish Sticks pounced on a pitching change and took their first lead of the game, 4-3. But now the Dudes have responded. And it is 5-4 Redmond, who is still threatening with runners on 3rd and 2nd. And 2 down for Ethan Keene. Keene grounded out to Rolling over at 2nd his first time up. Pinch hitting for Austin Anderson. Peterson, the lefty, first pitch. Keene is on top of it for strike 1.
Yeah, Keene spent a lot of time in the on-deck circle really trying to time up Beckett Turnbow's fastball, and Peterson does not have the velocity that Turnbow has, but he has the control, and he punches the strike zone.
Punching the strike zone right here. He goes back door for the 2nd strike on Keene. Looking to put a lid on this 7th inning for the Dudes. Ahead 0-2. Couple runners in scoring position for Redmond. 0-2 from Peterson. Goes back to the well and strikes out Keene on 3 pitches. Huge strikeout for Ryder Peterson. But the Dudes fight right back, and it is a 5-4 Redmond lead. It's time to stretch.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Crispy.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the Friar for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
So after the Fish Sticks plate 3 in the bottom of the 6th, the Dudes respond with 2 runs of their own and take the lead right back. It is 5-4 Redmond leading DubSea. 7th inning stretch turned into jump around here at the Friar, and Braden Bartholomew will lead off for the Fish Sticks. Bartholomew in quite the unlucky stretch right now, sitting at 139 on the season. First pitch he sees from Sherman down the left field line. If it's fair, it might be gone. It is fair, and it is gone. Braden Bartholomew breaks the slump, and we are right back to a tie ball game.
Well, how about that? We could barely get our words out before Bartholomew just absolutely launched that ball over and almost over the second net in left field, and that is a well-deserved excitement from Bartholomew and the rest of the team. And first pitch he saw and launched it. He launched a home run over to the gazebo by the park, which is the longest ball we've pretty much ever seen here at the Friar, and it went foul. And you were talking about the unlucky stretch. He has been clobbering baseballs right at defenders, and there is no one more deserving in the lineup to see one go over the wall than Bartholomew.
That just has to feel amazing for Braden Bartholomew. Like you said, so many balls that were hit hard off of his bat. Just could not find green grass. So instead, he puts it over all the green grass into the net down the left field line. And once again, the Fish Sticks respond. It's 5-5 as it's 1-1 to Isaac Watson, who replaced Parker out in the field in the 6th. This is his first at-bat of the day. And he's ahead 2-1 on Sherman.
You talk about another guy who needs a little bit of a break. Still hitless on the season. Has 5 walks, but has had a couple of hard-hit balls.
2-1. He chases outside. Nice pitch from Sherman for strike 2.
Yeah, that might be the swing of someone who's just not as confident at the plate as he has been in the past.
Still the only guy without a hit on the team, and he chases basically the same pitch for strike 3. So Sherman has kind of gotten tagged by the Fish Sticks, but that's his 3rd strikeout in as many outs.
Yeah, that'll bring up someone he doesn't necessarily want to see, especially after letting up a home run. But that is a nice bounce back in 3 pitches to down Isaac Watson.
Gillard 1 for 3 today. Ran Cody O'Donnell off the mound with a base hit back in the 6th. Ended up coming around to score. Watches ball 1 go by. He was the last hitter Cody O'Donnell faced. So this will be one time through the order for Sherman. You got to think maybe this is the end of his day. After Gullard, he's behind 2-0.
Yeah, and Gullard had a really, really patient at-bat in his last at-bat. Saw a strike right down the middle that usually he would swing at, but he had 2 quick at-bats before that, so he stayed and waited on a 3-1 count and ripped a single up the middle.
He leaves that be. Appeal is going to be nowhere close to a swing, and it's 3-0. These are the pitches that Watson was chasing. Gullard is just spinning on them, and he's way ahead. Jake Daly on deck reached on an error by the 3rd baseman Young, who has since been relieved. And it's a 4-pitch walk for Rylan Gullard. I mean, can you blame him?
Yeah.
Gullard just finds his way on base so many times over the course of the game. And now Daly comes up.
And Gullard has 5 stolen bases, and nobody else on the Fish Sticks has more than 2 on the season. So we're going to expect to see some movement.
Take sign maybe on for Daly. Instead, he checks swings at an off-speed pitch. Don't know if that caught any part of the zone, but it's strike 1 regardless. So after 4 straight balls to Gullard, Daly offers at the first pitch. 0-1. Daly swings and misses once again. 2 quick strikes on Jake Daly. So Sherman, I mean, he's finding ways to get Ks on the board. It's just that when he has fallen behind in counts, it's almost felt like a lost cause at some point. Gullard breaks for second. Daly line drive, and that's going to be 2. Just a tough break on the hit and run, and the Dudes are out of it. But Braden Bartholomew, a game-tying homer down the left field line, and we are all knotted up at 5 runs apiece going into the 8th inning.
Yeah, and that's exactly why you don't put a ball in the air on a hit-and-run scenario. That ball was hit pretty well from Daly, but here's another look at Bartholomew's just towering shot. That was the highest apex on a home run we've seen by far at the Friar this season. And again, no one more deserving after a pretty brutal slump from Bartholomew, who hit over 300 last year at Southeastern down in Florida. And it's nice to see him come back and do that.
So a mainstay here on our entertainment scripts, the thumbtack relay race. As Ryder Peterson warms up after throwing a third of an inning. Painters or plumbers today, Kyle?
The Plumbers have really been taking the series lead, and I think they're doing it again.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with them.
Big lead. Wow. One of the biggest early leads we've ever seen in the thumbtack relay race, actually.
Even Crispy's confused.
Crispy. I'd like to see Crispy try and get in one of those suits.
Yeah, seriously.
Thing with tear in like 9 different places. Yeah, this is just domination.
Man, we might not see a third leg here.
This would, I think the Rainier bottle was more competitive. Yeah. Wow. Utter domination in the thumbtack relay race. And Crispy's not even going to let him get the enjoyment of finishing it out.
I believe that's Micah, our old on-field host.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, Micah. Poor guy.
Hagler. I mean, you know, there's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah, he's got to talk to the two
look
people
at him.
in front of him.
Yeah, that's totally Micah.
That is definitely Micah. And look at him. He's as disappointed as we are.
Man, we're really broadening our horizons with the contestants around here. We're just getting like former employees.
So when are we going to go out and do the fan batter? That's what I'm concerned about.
That's a great question. I'm not sure they want that. Braden Bartholomew breaks through in the bottom of the 7th. And the Dudes and Fish Sticks just going blow for blow right now. 5-5 as we enter the top of the 8th inning. Ryder Peterson back out there after a big out. Back at the bottom of the 7th. To keep the Dudes at 5, and he'll come back out.
And Peterson's been nails all season long. We've already highlighted that. Got out of another jam last inning. And if he does well here in the 8th, expect him to maybe come out again in the 9th inning.
Griffin Potter's day is done at the DH spot. Brody Gohagan will get some hacks. Here to lead off the 8th, Gohagan. It's kind of been a mainstay for this Dudes roster before today in this series, and he swung a good bat as well. 1-0 coming from Peterson. That is fouled straight into the turf, and it catches a piece of Gohagan in the box, so it's a foul ball.
Yeah, Gohagan started off Thursday's game a little meekly, but then his last 3 at-bats of the game were all hits. So he was 3 for 5 on Thursday. I was surprised to not see him in the starting lineup.
Peterson comes home with the 1-1, another foul ball by Gohagan. He's been one of the many guys in this lineup over the course of the past 4 games to just fight off anything and everything, and we've already seen it here with a couple foul balls off Peterson. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ryder Peterson goes off speed, and it's nowhere close. Ball 2.
Yeah, not a terrible pitch, but not what Peterson was obviously trying to do. He's trying to get him a chase outside of the zone with the off speed.
Gohagan will be followed by Kenny Chu and then Adamo Harvey. So 8-9-1 and eerily similar on the 2-2 from Peterson. Now the count is full, and this is what Gohagan has done this series to the Fish Sticks pitching staff, is just make them work for outs.
It's a big one to not allow the leadoff man to come aboard with this game tied.
3-2 Gohagan, hard ground ball. Watson can't field it. Should go down as a hit. And a leadoff runner for the Dudes.
Yeah, that's a virtually impossible play from Isaac Watson. That's a bouncer through the turf that Watson's kind of in between on the entire time. And the ball's coming hot, especially with topspin off of the thin turf here at the Friar. I do not believe that'll be an error on Watson, who has been a great glove so far this summer.
And it is ruled a hit, so Gohagan. 4 straight at-bats against this Fish Sticks team with a hit. First pitch to Kenny Chu is spiked. Good job by Daly to keep Gohagan at first and cover that up.
That's exactly what the Fish Sticks need from behind the dish. Not allow Gohagen to advance to second base and put the tying run in scoring position. Or the game-leading run, excuse me.
This might be two. Watson fields it cleanly over to Rolling. Bartholomew off the one hop. Not the best throw from Jacob Rolling, but it doesn't matter. It's a double play.
Yeah, that's big for Watson, who actually had 2 errors in the field last time he was at third base. He kind of was hard on himself after striking out last inning and then letting that ball through, and a great recovery to get that double play. And that's the Isaac Watson that we're used to seeing at third base, is making those plays look easy.
Adamal Harvey comes up with nobody on and 2 down. He had a base hit back in the first. Hasn't reached base since then. 1 for 4 on the day. Peterson just so good at getting those outs in the field. And he's doing just that today so far. 1-0 to Harvey is a big chase for strike 1.
Yeah, and really give credit to Peterson for forcing that ground ball after another ground ball that he forced the at-bat before, but he's just forcing weak contact. He's not going to strike out a ton of batters, but still scoreless on the summer.
Outside count is 2-1, and we saw Turnbow kind of give up a 2-out rally back in the 7th that turned into a couple runs for the Dudes. And with the heart of the order around the corner for the Dudes, you don't want to do that here. It looks like they'll get the 3rd out, called off by Sonoy, or excuse me, that's Galen out and right. There's been some shifting in the outfield. No matter who it is, it's the 3rd out. Ryder Peterson, some good stuff on the mound this summer, and today is no different. Fish Sticks head into the bottom of the 8th, tied at 5.
Yeah, I mean, the boat race. Water Taxi has had he's had a great summer. I think she's going to keep going and probably take this dub. Is that Micah in the Water Taxi? I think it is.
It is. It sure is.
Yeah, he's the former
we're just parading him around today.
We are. Again, a great on-field host. He kind of got dashed a little bit last thumbtack relay race.
Yeah, I think they wanted to give him like something. He didn't get to do anything, but yeah, Water Taxi is the clear favorite. It's like the can.
Yeah.
Versus the bottle, in a sense. The bullpen boat is just a slower vehicle.
And how about our cameraman, Jackson?
Yeah, he's getting
a workout.
He's getting his pulls in today, that's for sure.
Yeah, pulls.
There's making that work. There's Micah. Yeah. A familiar face around here. And yeah, I think they just wanted to give him something to do because he really did get shivved in the thumbtack race. He didn't get to do anything, and Crispy was kind of mean to him.
Yeah. It's not what you want to do to your former on-field host.
No, that's not good networking at all. Interesting decision from the Dudes here. Benji Sherman is back out there after a 3-run inning when he came in the 6th and then giving up a homer to Braden Bartholomew in the 7th. But he has been sitting down quite a few hitters via strikeout, so they're going to stick with him, and there's no one moving around in the Dudes bullpen right now, so they are ride or die with Benji Sherman here in the 8th.
Yeah, and this is a pretty dangerous part of the lineup in 3-4-5, and especially with Jake Rolling, who's 2 for 3 with a huge double. This guy blasted a home run in the 9th inning yesterday. Didn't matter as much, but that would matter a lot right now.
First pitch from Sherman finds the zone on the inside half for strike 1. Jake Rolling, Cade Galen, and Riley Sonoy due out for the Fish Sticks. Sonoy brought in a couple runs and gave the Fish Sticks their first lead back in the 6th with a base hit up the middle. 0-1 to Rolling. Another fastball in there for strike 2.
Okay, so I wasn't crazy because that was 100% a sidearm delivery from Sharman, which apparently he picks and chooses when he goes back to it. He's been throwing pretty normally in that delivery the last couple of innings. See if he does it again. Nope.
0-2 coming, goes over the top, and it's called strike 3. 3 pitches is all it takes to retire Jake Rolling, and a huge K for Sherman to kind of get that confidence back here in the 8th in a big spot.
Yeah, it's a great pitch on the inside half. That one took the umpire a little bit to call, but he's been calling him in there. And that one might have been a little bit inside, so I might have sided with Rolling on that strike call, but a huge first out for Sharman nonetheless.
You also got to take into account we're wearing Fish Sticks polos right now, as that catches a piece of Galen, and he'll reach base for the second time in as many plate appearances. He reached on an error the first time around, and now is beamed by the first pitch he sees, and boy, he can run. So that was the last guy you want to give a free pass to on the bases.
And the last guy you want to see up right now in Sonoy, who has been cooking over the last couple of games. And just had that 2 RBI single to give the Sticks their first lead of the night in the bottom of the 6th.
So Powell on the mound commences. Got to think the leash for Sherman here in the 8th is pretty short, as finally we're going to have some action over in the Dudes bullpen. It's been a pretty lengthy relief outing for Sherman, and the Fish Sticks have gotten the bulk of their runs today off of Benji Sherman. So it's huge for him to keep control of this inning right here, but with Riley Sonoy and Von Lowe, a couple blazing hot hitters coming up. Sonoy has already driven in a run with a base hit today. Now that's sidearm the first pitch, and that has popped up to the right side of the infield. Seems like he just kind of spins a wheel in his head on where he wants to throw the ball, which arm angle he wants to go with, and that retires Sonoy. A big second out here in the 8th.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to get Sonoy to pop out there pretty weakly after a pretty hard line drive up the middle, scored 2 his last time up, but people might have thought I was crazy when I pointed out this sidearm that comes just completely randomly, it appears. But it worked there.
Von Lowe 0 for 3 with a couple Ks today. Sherman in there for strike 1 to start off low. Alex Samada is in the on-deck circle for the Fish Sticks in place of Noah Kung, who has a couple base hits today. Galen always ready to go over at first. He stays put this time. Lowe quickly behind 0-2. Sherman starting to find his footing here.
Yeah, Lowe's going to take a pretty extended walk out of this zone because every time he's been up, he's been down 0-2. There's Hampson talking with Crispy over near the dugout. But he's gotten behind quick in all of his at-bats, and he wanted to take a breather there.
0-2 coming to Von Lowe, and he leaves it outside, ball 1.
It's a really good eye from Lowe to leave that be.
Crispy, the newest bullpen arm on the team.
Yeah.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Sherman looking to get out of the 8th clean. Galen thought about breaking, hard hit over to the shortstop Chu. Quick throw to second, and the fielder's choice Sherman is fired up. And we head into the 9th inning. Even at 5, Ryder Peterson will come back out for the top of the 9th for the Fish Sticks.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's cookie dough frosty fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dope-amine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough. Happiness is a cookie dough frosty fusion at Wendy's.
Redmond 5, DubSea 5, going into the 9th inning at the Friar. Angus Trengmo and Kyle Sweeney live from Mel Olson Stadium. We're so glad you could join us on this Saturday night, and really just perfect baseball weather here at the Friar. It will be Ryder Peterson back out for the Fish Sticks. 1 1/3 so far today, and he has been great in that sample size.
Yeah, with the sun setting here in West Seattle, that's a great shot right there. Peterson, who has stayed scoreless, and really hope the Fish Sticks do that he remains scoreless in this 9th inning, because what happened yesterday in the top of the 9th was not pretty for the Fish Sticks. They allowed 4 runs with the game at 6-5. They were trailing by just 1 run and allowed 4 in the top of the 9th to let the game get away from them. And the Dudes are looking to do exactly that as the game is tied going into the 9th. Another really close game between these two squads.
Yeah, the top of the 9th has not been kind to the Fish Sticks this season. Went into a game with the Blackfins, went into the 9th inning, tied 2-2. Ended up losing in 9 3-2 right here at the Friar, and then went into a game with the Studs 2-2. And the Studs plated 3 in the 9th and ended up winning that one 5-2. And then yesterday went into the 9th down 1 to the Dudes, and 4 runs came in. The Dudes ended up winning 10-6. Peterson up on Indy Anderson 0-2 today. He's been the Dick's Burger batter, and he is 1 strike away from his 3rd strikeout of the game. Unfortunately, a 3rd strikeout would not mean $6 off Dick's Burgers. We only have so many vouchers to give out to the fans here.
I say, what a burger batter to have.
Also walked a couple times in the first 2 innings. 1-2 from Peterson. That is into center field. It should stand up. Gullard calls it off, and there's 1 away in the top of the 9th.
Big first out from Peterson to stop any sign of maybe a sac bunt or a steal on the base paths for the Dudes, as they like to send action. And with this guy coming up, it's really nice for the Fish Sticks to not have anyone on base, as Lucas Coma has been hitting so well this series.
Lucas Coma, an RBI double in the 2nd inning, has reached 3 times today and scored 2 runs. First pitch from Peterson in there for strike 1. Peterson pays rent in the strike zone. Starts him off with another first pitch strike. 0-1, Daly snatches it outside, ball 1.
Yeah, the off speed that Peterson's been trying to put on the outside corner for right-handers has not come to fruition for him. It hasn't mattered too much, but with that pitch, he could really make work of this Dude's lineup.
1-1 to Coma. Beautifully placed on the lower half for strike 2, and that's the kind of way you got to beat Lucas Coma, who can just get a bat on everything.
That's the exact pitch that Peterson's been missing on so far.
1-2 coming from Peterson. Fastball Coma into left center. Gullard tracking to his right, and it's a line drive out for the 2nd out. Coma puts a scare into Ryder Peterson, but Gullard is there for his 2nd put out of the inning.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to be extra bases again for Lucas Coma, but just lifted it a little too much, and the speedy Gullard, a great glove out there in center field, was able to catch up to it for out number 2.
Xavier Espindola also came around to score in that 2-run 7th inning for the Dudes. He reached on a 4-pitch walk issued by Beckett Turnbow. And Peterson just inside. He's able to bring that off speed up and over the plate, but just overcorrects for ball 1. Espindola lined over the shortstop, and it's snatched by Hamada. The Dudes go down 1-2-3. Ryder Peterson have a moment, and the Sticks with a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yeah, really well done by Hamada. That is not Noah Kung out there. Hamada just went out there to replace him. There's Noah Kung. Oh, boy.
So 5-5 going into the bottom of the 9th inning. Right where Crispy should not run out over the plate. That would be a bad choice. Josiah would get hurt. But a big moment for the Fish Sticks right here. They have struggled in close games this season, and this will be a huge breakthrough at home. It looks like Alex Hamada will come up in place of Noah Kung, and then Braden Bartholomew, who already has a solo homer in this game, followed by Isaac Watson.
Yeah, and again, interesting for a lot of reasons to have Sharman come back out, but one of them would be that he would face Braden Bartholomew again, and Bartholomew took him about 400 feet to left field in the first pitch he saw. So, but right now, Hamada's thinking base runner for Bartholomew, and as you said, this would be a big one to come back, especially after letting the game get away in the 9th inning on Thursday. to come back and take it back in the 9th and win the series.
No one is throwing in the Dudes bullpen, but they do have a pitcher hot. So if this does turn into a traffic situation for Benji Sharman, the Dudes have an option to come into this game, but they're going to stick with Sharman here in the 9th inning, a clean 8th for the Dudes relief pitcher. And the Fish Sticks and the Dudes kind of, butting heads on the pitching philosophies. Fish Sticks are the first team to pull a pitcher, and they use all kinds of pitchers in their games. And only 2 pitchers today for Redmond. Cody O'Donnell, who was lights out in the start, and then Sharman in relief. So Alex Hamada will get things going in the bottom of the 9th. The Fish Sticks a chance to walk it off. Hamada hitting .227 on the season and has driven in 3 runs. Not going to be a walk-off home run from Alex Hamada. He's just looking to get on base with a base hit or otherwise. First pitch is up high. Hamada, a contact bat. He had 23 hits this past season at Chaminade, and only 3 of those went for extra bases.
Yeah, good contact guy. Doesn't strike out too often. Also draws a lot of walks. So targeting the right on left matchup as well is maybe what DeGallier was thinking by putting him at shortstop.
Hamada ahead 2-0 at the back of the box against Sharman. So on the way, and it catches the outside part of the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, that's a big strike from Sharman. Last thing he wants to do is take a look at those skies in West Seattle. Just great. And the last thing he wants to do is go behind 3-0 and put the game-winning run on the bases.
2-1. Hamada fouls it off right at Bartholomew in the on-deck circle. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Like Kyle said, this would be a big leadoff runner, especially with how fast Hamada is on the base paths. 2-2 coming from Sharman. He's had his fair share of strikeouts today. 4 strikeouts for Benji Sharman in about 3 innings, and he sits down Hamada, called strike 3. 1 gone in the bottom of the 9th. He goes backdoor with the slider, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, that one might have been a little bit off the plate. Again, Hamada doesn't strike out a lot, and he was a little surprised, as was I, at that call. But that's about the same pitch that Jake Rawlings struck out on last inning to Sharman, that curveball on that part of the plate that is rewarded for strike 3.
So Braden Bartholomew tied this game up with 1 swing back in the 7th inning. Pulled a dinger down the left field line. He watches strike 1 go by. And interestingly enough, they're going to keep Sharman in against Bartholomew. Bartholomew won the first matchup. Sharman ahead 0-1 in the second. He goes sidearm there. It's way up high. It's unexplainable, really.
I don't know. I thought I was going crazy first time I saw it. But it just comes out at completely random moments. That's so weird. Never seen that before.
1 ball and 1 strike. Isaac Watson on deck. Bartholomew goes after a pitch inside. Might have been cutting back over the plate. He's way late on it either way, and it's 1-2. Bartholomew came in for Tyler Eisenhut back in the 7th, and a pinch hit homer. Just his 6th hit of the season. Long wait for Sharman on the mound. Now he comes set for the 1-2 to Bartholomew. It is outside, ball 2.
Man, that pitch really doesn't have a lot of spin on it at all. It almost looks like a changeup or a splitter or even a knuckleball from Benji Sharman.
Another great watch from Bartholomew. Count is full. He is making Sharman work here.
Yeah, Bartholomew's got a lot of speed, so if he takes this base, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him be sent or even a sack bunt with 1 gone.
3-2, and that misses wildly. Braden Bartholomew is on with a walk. Isaac Watson comes up. What a moment this would be for Watson's first hit of the year.
Yeah, Watson had a nice comeback play at third base. He's talking to himself, saying, all right, had kind of a rough strikeout last time against Sharman. He might be expecting an off-speed because Sharman threw that 3 times in a row against him and got him on the third one.
There is the off-speed, and it misses out, ball 1. So you've got Bartholomew on first. And with Gullard on deck, do you think about Watson maybe showing bunt or maybe showing Bartholomew at some point, kind of just eliminate the double play ball here? Watson watches strike 1 go by. Bartholomew still at first. I think if you're the Fish Sticks, you just got to find any way to get Rylan Gullard up at the plate here. Sharman comes set. Pretty conservative lead for Bartholomew at first in the 1-1. Same pitch, same result. It's strike 2.
Yeah, he's seen the exact same pitch now 3 times in a row again. He's got to be sitting on that off speed from Sharman, who might just try to surprise him and blow him away with a fastball.
1-2 coming to Isaac Watson. Bartholomew goes. Pitch misses high. The throw is well in time. Nolan Morey guns down Bartholomew at second base.
Man, that was a fantastic throw from Morey, who took over for Marwin Yu midway through this game. As we expected, Bartholomew took off, even got the off speed. Didn't matter for Morey, just a perfect throw and a tag there from Espindola coming in from second base. And man, that's a huge out. Now nobody on base and 2 gone, and they might not see Rylan Gullard this inning.
Sharman is set for the 2-2. It is a fastball spiked low, and the count is full. Isaac Watson has worked a walk 5 times this season, one of the highest totals on the team in that department. And he works a walk here. Rylan Gullard comes up with a runner on in the bottom of the 9th inning in a tie game. Here comes the payoff. 3-2. Misses in. 6th walk of the season for Isaac Watson. It hurts to not have Bartholomew on the base pass right now, but Rylan Gullard will come up with a runner on and a chance to send the Fish Sticks faithful home happy.
Well, something that you might have missed in that steal from Bartholomew is that an off-speed almost looked like it went into the zone against Watson that would have struck him out, and Sharman was actually talking to the umpire like, hey, that was in the zone, and they missed that, and now he's on first.
Watson isn't afraid to steal a base either. First pitch from Sharman. Outside half, strike 1. Might have been a little expanded there.
I'd actually be surprised to see Watson take off, especially with how many extra base hits Gullard has this year.
Well, he does it right there. The throw from Morey, does he have another in him? He does not. There's a runner in scoring position with 2 down for Rylan Gullard. I believe that pitch was a ball. It sure was, so the count is 1-1. Big stolen base for Isaac Watson right there, his 2nd of the year.
Well, I was wrong, and it was a good call from DeGallier even after Morey just caught Bartholomew stealing the bag.
Pitch was a strike. Scoreboard doubles back on that claim, so it's no balls and 2 strikes to Rylan Gullard. Sherman looking to send us into extras at the Friar. 0-2, he goes sidearm. Gullard check swing. It's right back at Sherman. All kinds of time. Bonus baseball at Mel Olson Stadium in White Center. You're never going to believe this, but I called it. We are going to extra innings between the Dudes and the Fish Sticks. 10th inning right around the corner.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dope-amine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough. Happiness is a Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion at Wendy's.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
9 innings is not enough in White Center. We are going to extras between the Dudes and the Fish Sticks. It is MLB rules, so both teams will start with a runner on second. The international runner rule in play in the PIL, and the Fish Sticks turn to a high leverage arm here. It's Finn Still.
Yeah, Still's been spectacular so far this year. Just 1 earned run so far in the summer. And he's a high-velocity arm, so Ryder Peterson comes in and does his job as he has all summer long. And Finn Still, another great arm to come in, especially after the lefty Peterson, who didn't have a lot of velocity, but Still's going to come in and kind of mirror Beckett Turnbow's velocity on that fastball.
Espindola, for now, is the runner at second. And Nolan Morey, Matt Meadows, and Ethan Keene, again, for now, due up for the Redmond Dudes. Still, I mean, so much velocity on that fastball, and like you said, it's just he's been able to control it so well. It makes him one of the most trusty arms in this Fish Sticks bullpen.
And a great job from the Dudes and Benji Sharman to retire Rylan Gollard, probably the last guy in the Fish Sticks lineup you want to see, especially after Isaac Watson stole second. So that's a big win, and if the Dudes were able to come out on top, that would be probably the play you got to look at on that check swing ground out to Sharman as the reason that they were able to come away with it.
So it will be Nolan Morey to lead things off, and Espindola, I'm not sure he knows that he's supposed to be out at second. No, he didn't even have his helmet on. I like how we're checking out second base to make sure he's not out there. And now here he comes.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Makes you think that it's probably the first extra inning game of the season
and
for the Dudes.
It
is the second such tilt for the Fish Sticks. They lost to the Blackfins on the road 7-6 in 10 in just their third game of the season. First pitch to Morey, swung on and missed. Morey made a huge play and threw out Braden Bartholomew, trying to steal second in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yeah, that was a momentum-changing play, going from 1 down and 1 on, and that turned the tides as well.
Now Morey shows bunt, but pulls back for strike 2. Finn's still ahead, and it's 2 fastballs from the Southeastern Fire player.
Yeah, teammates with Braden Bartholomew, who launched the game-tying home run back in the 7th.
Still ahead 0-2 on Morey. Surprised if Morey shows bunt here. Goes off speed. 3 pitches is all it takes. Finn Still sits down Nolan Morey for the first out of the 10th.
And it would be huge. That was a great off-speed from Still. We've been talking about the fastball so far, but it would be huge to strand that runner at second base and then have the runner at second base going into the bottom of the 10th for the Sticks.
Well, Matt Meadows has been incredible for the Dudes today, and that is a hot shot line drive. It might be 2, and it is! 4-pitch inning for Finn Still, and the Dudes are kept off the board in the top of the 10th.
Man, you could not make up how great of an inning that was from Finn Still. A strikeout, and then got a little bit lucky. That was a hard hit ball, but right at Sonoy. You take another look at Espindola, who wasn't really ready to run at second base to start the inning, but that is a huge out. You could see how pumped up the Fish Sticks were, and now there's a runner on second with nobody gone. And it's huge position for the Fish Sticks to take this win.
So finally, Benji Sharman is taken out of this game. A tough couple first batters for Sharman, but a good piece of work overall. And AJ Knorr, who started the game all the way back on Saturday, will come in the 10th inning. Knorr pitched pretty well against, that was Sunday against the Seal Slingers. Knorr did pitch pretty well against this team, but gave up a couple runs in that outing, and now he is put in a very tough spot. Rylan Gollard will be the runner on second, which is one of the first choices I think DeGallier would take as the international runner out at second, the Manfred Man, as I like to call it. And Jake Daly, Jake Rolling, and Cade Galen, barring a double play, will come up in the 10th for the Fish Sticks.
Yeah, so DeGallier no doubt has been talking to Daly about whether or not to show bunt here. With a runner on second, nobody gone, and getting a runner to third with one out would be enormous, especially for a guy like Rolling, who we've seen multiple times fly out deep into the outfield, and that would seal the game if the runner was at third. So a bit of strategy here. Daly's been hitting well this season, has been struggling tonight. He's 0 for 4. But with Rolling on deck, you got to consider all options here. So tough call for DeGallier, who, again, this is his first game of the season as the interim manager after Kribbe left and Mark Lynn was unavailable tonight.
Nolan Morey has a really good arm behind the plate, and he proved it in the bottom of the 9th when he gunned out Braden Bartholome out at second. We already saw this in an extra inning game for the Fish Sticks this year. Alex Hamada was the runner out at second, and he was backpicked for the first out of the inning, and that was a huge momentum shift in that game. The Blackfins eventually put that one away. So Gollard's got to be careful. He's been gunned out on the bases a couple times this year. Got to be a careful runner over at second. Jake Daly will lead things off. First pitch from Nor. He does show bunt. It pulls back. Morey can't handle the pitch. Gollard advances 90 feet. What a huge passed ball to start the 10th inning.
Yeah, that basically eliminates all need for a bunt now, unless they want to maybe try a squeeze. But man, we just spent so much time talking about how to advance Gollard to third base. We didn't even talk about the steal, but now a pass ball and the winning run is 90 feet away.
Infield is way in with Gollard on third. 1-0 to Daly. Misses down low, ball 2. This is a great part of the order to have coming up for the Fish Sticks as well. You've got Daly, then Rolling, then Cade Galen, who's reached a couple times today. Fish Sticks ready to go. Mob whoever walks this game off. 2-0, misses once again. Gollard should stay at third, and he does. It is 3-0.
There are 2 bases open, but again, until you get that first out, that walk is pretty meaningless, and no reason really for Daly to swing at a pitch in the zone right now.
Daly way ahead on North, 3-0. And Norris just got to find the zone with a fastball for strike 1. Take sign all the way.
So no signs from DeGallier, so it doesn't look like he's going to be calling a bunt.
3 balls and 1 strike coming to Jake Daly. That might have hit him. It's ball 4 either way. Daly takes his base. And now Jake Rolling will come up with runners on the corners and nobody out. So you might be thinking, well, a double play would be really nice for the Dudes right here. It would not. Gollard scores if they turn the double play. So no choice there. Infield stays almost in the grass all the way in, which with how hot this turf runs, that is such a tough play to make if it's hit semi-hard.
And this is the guy you want up right now in Jake Rolling.
Runners on the corners. Nobody out. Daly dancing around on first. And now Rolling calls time. Just some mind games from the Fish Sticks. The dugout is just losing their minds over there.
They are up at the fence and wrapping around. As you said, they're ready to mob. And this game isn't over yet.
Daly will break for second, and the Dudes don't bother. Daly almost ran back to first for some reason, but with the infield in, no one was covering the bag, so kind of just gets away with a mental lapse there. First pitch was a ball to Rolling, so. Again, like you said, a base open, but bases loaded and nobody out. It's virtually impossible to get out of there without a run coming home. 1-0 to Rolling, spiked in. Morey saves it from getting past him and ending this game, but Knorr just can't find the zone on a consistent basis right now. It's 2-0.
Yeah, and Gollard has so much speed, it really shortens how far Rolling has to put this ball into the outfield, and there's no doubt that Ryland Gollard is going to take off without a second thought if this ball is even in the outfield just a little bit.
Jake Rolling, the future Gonzaga Bulldog.
This is the song.
With runners on third and second. Feels like the kennel in here a little bit right now.
The glory days.
2 balls and no strikes. Knorr comes home. Maury's got to cover it up again. The second straight batter that has gotten ahead 3-0 on A.J. Knorr.
And, yeah, it looks like they're just going to intentionally do the... Okay, here we go. Yeah, they're going to intentionally put the 4th ball in, so Rolling will take his bag. And now it's up to Cade Galen. The bases are loaded with nobody out. And I don't blame A.J. Knorr for the walk there. But still, double play ball doesn't mean anything, but a strikeout or anything like a short pop out would be huge right now for Knorr.
Bases loaded and nobody out. Cade Galen looking to put this one away. First pitch misses high. At some point, Knorr's got to find the control. Already 2 walks in this inning.
Yeah, that's a luxury he doesn't have anymore as an open base. He's going to have to put these in the zone.
1-0. Misses out. It's ball 2. Only 1 strike thrown by A.J. Knorr in 10 tries so far. 2-0. That misses up, and it is 3 balls and no strikes to Cade Galen.
Man, those balls didn't miss by much, but there is absolutely no way, shape, or form that Cade Galen swings the bat on this pitch.
Take sign all the way. 3-0. It misses high. The Fish Sticks win 6-5 and 10 on a walk-off walk from Cade Galen.
And he's getting absolutely mobbed out there. That was about as easy as it gets for the Fish Sticks to come away with the victory. Just 3 straight walks. But the job is done. Great plate discipline by the Sticks. It could have easily taken 1 swing of the bat on an undisciplined play on just 1 pitch to change the outcome of the game. So Cade Galen gets it done, and that's got to feel really good for the Fish Sticks. Taking another look, it wasn't really close.
Like you said, about as easy as it gets if you're the Fish Sticks. A huge double play in the top of the 10th, turned by the Fish Sticks gloves, and Finn Still will be the winning pitcher today. Garrett DeGallier in his first game as the head man of the Fish Sticks gets a walk-off win in 10 innings.
Yeah, and props to 2 guys in particular. One to Riley Sonoy, came in to pinch hit in the bottom of the 6th with the bases loaded, a go-ahead 2-run single, and up to that point, all the Sticks were able to get across was 1 run in the bottom of the 3rd. As we take another look, as Rolling got the scoring started, that was Ryland Gollard who came across, and then Galen, tonight's hero, reached again. And this is the bases loaded situation that I was talking about for Riley Sonoy. Pinch hit, came in after 2 hits on Thursday and delivered. And then Braden Bartholomew in the 7th inning with the nuke to break his slump. This is the replay of the home run from Bartholomew. High apex, and no doubt got out of the ballpark. And for a guy who was struggling a lot over the last few games, I had to feel so good. He came in to pinch hit, didn't get the start for the first time this year. And then here's that walk from Cade Galen, the walk-off walk, and he's mobbed by his teammates. And a big comeback victory to take the series 3-1.
So the Fish Sticks take 3 of 4 off the Redmond Dudes and improve to 5-5 in PIL play. Kyle, I think we've got a lot of really good choices today. It's going to be a close race, but who is your stick of the game?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with kind of a curveball here, no pun intended, but I'm going to go with Ryder Peterson.
Yep, I agree.
I think his shutdown relief from the 7th inning and on was so crucial. The Dudes had a bases loaded situation, and Peterson came in as he always does and shut that down immediately. And then 2 straight scoreless innings after that. A scoreless summer so far for Peterson, and he's my stick of the game for calming down the Dudes' bats and allowing the Sticks to come back and take the win.
Fish Sticks win it in 10, a 6-5 victory for DubSea. For Connor Ryan, our producer, and everyone in the press box here at Mel Olson Stadium, and for Kyle Sweeney to my right, I am Angus Trangmo. Fish Sticks are 7-5, 5-5 in PIL play. They will be back in action tomorrow as the Seal Slingers against a new squad, Bombat. First pitch at 1:05 p.m. You can catch that broadcast right here on the Fish Sticks Network. And then me and Kyle are taking the trip over the Cascades to Yakima on Monday, and then Wenatchee on Tuesday and Wednesday. The Fish Sticks face off against their first 2 West Coast League opponents of the season before coming back and hosting 4 straight over the 4th of July weekend. A great one here at the Friar, and the Fish Sticks come out on top, a 6-5 win for the Sticks over the Dudes. Have a great night, everyone.